Speaking of that, because it's the holiday season. I have
sick?
something.
You got sick?
Yeah, I lost my voice. I lost my voice. Lost my voice. Allow me, please. Yeah.
What were you doing to lose your voice?
I was
Baby, I like it raw.
Yo, this guy's sick, bro.
bro.
It's his birthday, no?
Oh man.
Now let's get it all in perspective.
I had to, man. I had to. Pree said to use that one, man. She said to go with that one. I don't know. What
I feel like...
So we just decide now whether we just switch it up every week?
Okay, from that perspective, I see what you're talking about.
Because she's saying that we should start the episode with a sound effect every week.
But what I'm saying is that
in that order.
First of all, you always put like Lazy Jaw's thing like in the very beginning, always.
Yeah, big up Lazy every time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But I feel like that should be a sound effect when we're like talking about things that are like
I can agree to
going
that.
up, right?
I can agree to that.
And
yes.
then the one that has Old Boy in it, like that should be when we're differing in perspectives.
Okay.
Okay, so that makes sense. And like the one to start it, I think should be Nas.
Okay. But what about the others?
That's just what I think. I don't know, throw them in whenever you want, but I'm just saying like, I don't know. That's just my opinion.
I just heard Nas should be first. We're good.
Whatever,
That's
man.
my reasoning.
Either which way.
From a young G's perspective.
I'll just throw them out there whenever I want. But yes,
Sure, yes.
this happens to be another episode of Speak Your Perspective. I go by the name of Bun. You can find me on Instagram at wha'SUP Bun. Let's go with you second this week.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
You can big up your thing now. You're on your own. You're a big girl. Find you at?
Find me at www.bodyammo.ca. Also find me at Shop Makeway. I dropped a bunch of new products there. They're actually almost sold out. I did my online. Thanks. Yeah, they dropped online today and they're almost gone. So I appreciate that. And see me on Instagram at bodyammo, at TikTok at bodyammo_.
And Knots, I'll throw the key in there because behind the scenes we got Knots, Zealous. Find them on the internet. Keep him booked.
Keep him busy.
All that mix, magic, audio, and video behind the scenes stuff that you need, he's got you. SB the student.
Only going up this year.
Bro, I liked how you showed up in that shirt and I was like, yeah, eh?
Let's show that off.
Yeah, eh?
Shout out
That's
First K.
it's pretty fire.
Yeah, eh? I like that one still. The colors.
Yo, you remember the birthday. This is my birthday present, so I'm rocking this heavy. I love it.
Big him up every time. Go find him on the internet at First King Clothing. Not to throw the key in there. We'll give him one of those ones today. Lot to get to, guys, but I figured we'd probably start off hot with some more of that Diddy bullshit. Because it's not looking pretty for that guy right now. Breaking news, I guess, like fresh out the gate. Some 17-year-old girl must have come out and said,
yeah, that's wild.
She has some Diddy stories too.
That's wild.
Or she was 17 at the time.
How old is she now?
I'm not sure. I don't know if you can pull that stuff up quick because this. I walked into this literally.
Yo, 50 called it. 50 called it.
He had, yeah.
And like, this is what I was saying when we were talking that day. I'm like, did he do it fast enough? Like, it was, all right, cool. You got it settled in a day, but it got out there. And
I think that's all it needed, right? Like someone to step forward for everybody else to like snowball.
Yeah.
She's 37 because she's saying she was raped 20 years ago at a New York City recording studio when she was 17.
Okay. That's a little bit more context.
Yeah, but how old is Diddy now? Diddy's what, 50 something?
Yeah. Like 54-ish, I'm guessing. Because Nas just turned 50. I think he's got like a year or two on Nas.
54?
There you go.
Personally, I think Diddy needs to pick up and leave.
And go where?
Pull a Russell Simmons?
Exactly. That's exactly where I was going with this.
I don't think
because ever since Russell Simmons was faced with his bullshit, silence. And he's probably living his best life over there.
Yeah,
Not even worried about what's happening on this side of the world.
I think 50. I think Diddy's ego won't let him do that. Like I just don't think so.
The comparisons are different too, though. When Russell's thing happened, there was a lot bigger fish that were getting fried at that time. That's the whole time. The guy in Hollywood, Weinstein, is that his?
Oh, is that one? Yeah,
it was around. It was around that time.
Nah,
and
man,
it wasn't too far off from that time.
No, wasn't Harvey Weinstein like recent in terms of like when he. Like the Epstein, like all of that stuff. Didn't all that stuff come out last year? Like
last year.
It's been a couple of years now. Yeah, like Bill Burr came out. Like all the little guys got involved too, but he was like the big main one because he just had a list of people that were going on, and that was around the time the Russell thing, the Russell Simmons thing happened, and he just boogied. It was so like it wasn't big. He just announced
around like COVID.
He resigned, hired someone else to take his position, and he dipset.
Yeah, and he just left.
Yeah, but Diddy's name is bigger, and he's the only one where this is happening right now. You know?
But how else do you survive this? To me, you have to just pick up and leave.
I think he's just gonna throw money at everything.
Nah, I don't think you got it like that, bro.
I think he's got it like that.
I think so too. Man. It's a lot of power.
But that's a take on your. That's just a take on these people. But even if you beat them, your name is still going to be tarnished. And I think a lot of these corporate sponsors that you have relationships with are not going to want to mess with you anymore.
That's why he stepped down.
That's when you start to...
He stepped down from being whatever. But he wasn't even in the day-to-day of Revolt, right? I think that's where he stepped down from.
He still, but he still owns like...
No, he's just not the face of or the head of whatever,
He doesn't have to be.
Exactly, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
And that to me is why, so just leave, bro. You still gotta collect your money, just leave.
But that's why people are suing, like, for Cassie, like she sued him and his corporation as an employee. So like that's where, you know what I mean? So I don't know if that's the route.
I want to know how much more comes out. And I want to know how much
is still coming.
And I think he's messing up. I feel like his behavior after popping bottles, singing that song that we shared last episode.
Some of that stuff I think might have been old stuff that people that resurfaced. But
didn't he post? He posted that bottle.
I heard that. I don't even know who brought it up, but somebody had said something that stuff might have been old.
We're brainwashed though. We're brainwashed.
I mean, the media, like you're gonna see what the media wants you to see at the end of the day.
It's a combination of things. I don't know who he's super tight with, but whoever he's not tight with, which is a lot of people, they've already flipped. Like they're taking shots.
Who is he tight with? Though?
I don't know
That's
anymore.
Like in the industry. I don't think
who would stand up for him.
I don't know.
Yeah, we're talking about just like what? There's levels to this though.
Exactly.
So,
like maybe there's
There's gonna be people behind the scenes.
All those corporate white faces that we don't see.
Yeah.
They have personal relationship with a lot of those guys too.
For sure.
I know.
Yeah, but they don't probably want to tarnish their brand either. So maybe that's why they're not really saying much.
They don't have to though. They never said anything. So there's people behind the scenes for sure. But I mean, people that are facing the camera, there isn't so many people that are taking the side
like
right
other artists.
Yeah.
Like, you know?
But it's been the complete opposite the whole time. I guess that's why you don't burn your bridges or ruin it.
Yeah,
is Mason them saying anything about this?
Nah, I don't think Mace. Nah, Mace seems to be pretty quiet right now. I think I would love to hear if Mace has something to say too.
Yeah.
I
don't think so.
His bodyguard's definitely talking.
Oh my God, spilling everything.
Yo, he's doing so good.
Everything.
He's pretty well spoken, eh? Like he knows just how to say it and just give enough.
Wouldn't he have an NDA or did it just like expire or like how is he?
Clearly not.
Even able
Diddy got on that game later.
But we mentioned that, like, look how many people Diddy was surrounded by who are no longer here, or just not part of his life anymore in that way.
Yeah.
But one of the people who seem to survive is Mace.
Well,
I think that's because
the Locks are still around.
Mace took his whole
but the Locks separated themselves from him very early.
Well, so did Mace, if you want to say it like that.
Yes and no.
But then came back.
Exactly.
And then left.
Exactly.
And then became a pastor.
Exactly.
No, he left and became a pastor and then came back.
Then left again.
Well, he left. He was trying to get to G Unit. And then I remember 50 saying this too. 50's like...
That's funny. I wonder if this guy literally ran to God because he was that afraid of Diddy at that time.
It wasn't just that though. He had something going on, they were saying, in Harlem as well. He addresses that in one of his songs. I think the song that he came back, he's like, no one made me leave. Because they were saying that he had to actually leave and go to Atlanta or something like that.
Everybody's got their story, man.
Jim Jones brings that up too. They had something going on, but whatever. But with 50, he was about to sign to G Unit. Remember that? Actually, that was funny. Did you guys see that episode where Mace brings that up because they're reading off the comments and someone's like, "Yeah, what was your cameo in Window Shopper about? Was 50 taking you shopping?" That was funny, man. Yo, Cam and them were funny.
I haven't been able to watch too much of their stuff.
It was just a clip, but it made me laugh and caught my attention. It's funny. And he's just giggling about it himself. But 50 goes at that point, he's like, yo, Diddy and Jay, these guys would let him go and sign to anybody else, but they don't want me to win. It's me. That's why they're not releasing him.
Yeah.
And I feel that in a way. Like I could see that. So he survived whatever, but then he went on that whole radio rant and got his royalties or his masters. But who else is there left? Who else is there? Like,
I mean, total
French Montana.
Well, yeah. I mean,
where's he?
MG.
MGK, Machine Gun.
Yeah,
he for a little bit too.
Isn't he still there?
I don't know if he's still there.
Yeah.
Even that, like from the '90s, sort of died out with Bad Boy. It's kind of like, who's even on that roster anymore? Nobody's special.
Isn't Joe Budden on the Mon Revolt? Like he's linked to them somehow too. I remember when Eminem put that diss track out. It was
he was when he was on Everyday Struggle,
So,
Everyday Struggle. What was it called? Everyday.
Come on, Joe, you should know this.
Maybe it was Everyday Struggle. I don't know. I didn't consume too much of that stuff. It was Everyday Struggle. I don't know.
But yeah,
but that's when he was on that. That was way back when. Now he ain't got those kind of ties to him. But I think they still have enough of a relationship because.
Well, he addressed it because when Eminem put that track out and he's like, "Oh, you know, we're cool, Diddy," at the end or whatever. When Killshot, was it Killshot where he talks to Diddy too? Joe Budden went on his podcast and he's like, "Okay, I've already talked to Diddy and Diddy said he's gonna address this himself and I don't have to say anything." So there's some sort of link there. But anyway, whatever. He's getting slaughtered right now. He's getting slaughtered right now.
Well, we'll see what happens next week.
Oh, it's gonna be more.
Like every week.
Next week, it's gonna be like tomorrow.
Yeah, you know, you're right.
Yeah. You think so?
I think so. It was already kind of called. There's got to be more to it. It can't just sound like 20 years ago.
But how many people do you think you could really go up against to try to clean your name up and just start throwing money and money and money and money at these people?
Well, they have to have some sort of evidence. Like clearly, what's her face had evidence.
Yeah, but I feel like there's so many.
How many more are there?
Yeah, but there were so many people, or there's other artists that had these allegations like come up and then it goes and then it come up and then it goes and then there's just too many people that you can't refute it.
Yeah, so then at that point, do you just pick up and leave and run from it all?
Or go to jail? I don't know.
You can't run from it.
Like, you know
your corporation's still based out of the States.
About you, though.
No, his corporation's still here. He's still getting sued. He can't run. He's not really running. He might just try to go find some sanity and meditate or something, but he's not running.
How much are you willing to spend to clear your name, though?
Yeah, I'd rather spend to not have my name messed up in the first place.
Yeah, but if you're faced with any type of allegation, how far are you willing to go to clear your name?
I'd go all the way.
Well, you would have to if you're saying that that's not the case.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes. It's just I think it become difficult for people again because of the finances that are tied to it. Like you have to have money to go to court.
Right, but that's not an issue for him, right?
It has to become an issue. Yeah, like how much? That's what I'm saying. Like how much money are you gonna spend going to court and then paying all of these people off to just shut up?
If his initial settlement, which was the biggest thing, was 30 mil, and he's still fine, then I mean, I think that his bag is pretty deep.
So
his bank is definitely deep.
But at this point, then
I'm sure there's a number, but like.
But if you're Diddy, are you accepting now people know that I'm this person?
I think his head is so big. Like I just think he just thinks that no one can touch him, or that if even all these things come out,
so to me,
he's still like.
Do you think his money's that long though to continue fighting it?
Yeah.
No, I don't think so.
I'll go back to that.
I definitely don't think so.
Why do you think? What has shaped you to believe that his head is so big?
I just feel like if you look at all the stories that are coming out from his body card, one thing.
Yeah.
But if we go all the way back to what was that show? Making the Band. and stuff like that, and like the
stuff that we hear about it, like making the man them walk across the bridge and
to get a cheesecake, like these little things.
Dylan,
like these little
Where
things.
they at? That's who we should probably hear from.
You didn't,
them Monday,
but that's what happened with Danny.
But he
Kane.
got caught in a case. He got caught in a case.
Danny Kane, like one of them was like, is Aubrey or. I don't know.
It's like to most people think they're just a bunch of low hanging fruit, but nah. Given the narratives that are coming out now, what you guys got? Because now's your time to shine. Now you guys start coming out with your stories. Like,
Vlad's gonna get him on there. They're gonna be on Vlad soon.
Shout out Vlad.
Yo, Vlad, get on this case. He's probably working this case right now.
That's funny.
Yeah. If you really think about it, it did like the genesis is a little bit of the Keefe D thing. That's Vlad.
The genesis. There's so many narratives now.
There is, but
the other one I just heard, I randomly popped up on my phone the other day was Justin, one of his sons.
Yeah,
apparently it's not even his.
That's rough.
The hell?
Yeah, they said it's the bodyguards.
Exactly.
The bodyguard, the same one.
Next bodyguard, and they put them side by side, and they look dead.
That bodyguard is dead.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Exactly.
That's like Jim Jones' son though. They show Jim Jones' son
I saw that
Cameron.
too. Yeah, and Cameron. Yeah.
It is what it is. Don't do that. I gotta comment that. I want to comment that and have Mace read that.
Don't make Cam come for you, bro.
No, it's all good. Yo, Mace, read that one to Cam. Read that to Cam.
Oh my God.
They said they gotta shoot back, right? So if he's asking about the whole,
I did not see that. I didn't know that.
You go watch.
Is this new or this is
old?
This is old.
This is more than 5 years old that I saw. Maybe even like 10. It's old, bro.
The only one that I really
might be his son on the show and it's not camera.
The one that gets me is OJ Simpson and Khloe Kardashian.
I don't see that.
What?
No, I don't see it.
Yo, that is OJ's daughter.
No.
Come on, yo.
No.
You've never seen it?
What about?
I don't think so.
What about Trudeau and Castro?
Oh, that one, Joe. Yeah. We may or may not get into some politics later, but I kind of like that one. I've looked at that one 1-2 times and been like, it's kind of there still.
Hadouken! Attended his father's funeral, man.
Bro. Nah, but the whole Diddy stuff to me still, I don't think his money is long enough to try to continue fighting all of this and have to be paying all lawyer fees and all that stuff. It ain't what
I want to know is
that is not easy. That stuff is not easy.
I want to know who this lawyer is that is representing all these people, because it's the same lawyer that's it's the same lawyer that's representing this new girl that just came out with their thing. So if this
the lawyer knows that there's going to be a payout.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So obviously, if it's somebody that doesn't have the means,
and he's just a negotiator.
They're just going to be like, all right, you
But look at that move.
Let me show you that.
But I want to know his history. How did this lawyer get hired? What's the role for this lawyer? Like, it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I want to. Yeah. There's more to it than that. They can't why pick him? Like, what's the history or her? I don't even know if it's a her or not.
Yeah.
The sad thing is that this really like shows us who Diddy really is and how people really.
But I feel like he's been showing it. Yeah,
allegedly. I feel like thank you for throwing that in.
He's been doing that. Like I said, like what Making the Man was how long ago? Like it's just little things about him that shows like his like level of like controlism, like in any aspect.
Is he wrong?
Do you think the world is just more accepting?
He's still like this man's been making money off of Biggie longer than Biggie's been alive.
Oh, I love that you're saying that too. I seen that.
Like, yeah.
What's her name?
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
Yeah, she goes off on him.
But like Jaguar, right.
Yeah, she's been mentioning a whole bunch of stuff.
And nothing is going back to her.
I also wouldn't mind hearing what Miss Wallace has got to say.
Like, she's not saying anything. I mean, sorry, nothing's like she's not stopping. She's been like saying all these things for a long time.
Yeah.
Does that make you feel a way internally then? That you've been, I guess, for lack of a better word, like idolizing somebody like Diddy? Like you had said that before. Like there's one person that you can say you put up there was Diddy, because you had said you would consider him like an idol. Like we were talking about somebody.
Idol's a strong word.
I said for lack of a better word, but
we ducked cancellation.
No, just a person to admire. I admire Diddy for what he did in business.
I was gonna say that.
Right. Yeah. The thing. So for me specifically, I try to look at people for what they contribute, what their gifts are. Even R. Kelly. And I'm pretty sure, you all can agree R. Kelly is the king of R&B. All right? In the sense of there's nobody that can really touch his skill level. The amount of songs that he's written for people, the amount of hits that he has done, but that's a separate conversation. But because of his personal life, that stuff gets blurred. So with Diddy, and before all of this stuff, I always admired Diddy and his contribution to hip hop. He changed hip hop. He is the reason why hip hop speaks and glamorizes materialistic thing and money. He made that stuff flashy and cool. And aside from that, just even the platform and the amount of artists that he has put on, right? Sure, yes, one album wonders for the majority of them, but again, his talent or his ear for talent and his marketing genius to help artists grow to a level that they couldn't have done for themselves. Look what he did for the Lox, because the Lox was really, it was really Rough Riders crew, but he ended up finding a path for them through Bad Boy, which later on they got themselves bought out. Look what he did for Mace. Look what he did for Carl Thomas. Look what he did for Faith Evans, Mary J. Like the list goes on, right?
112.
So, 112, Biggie, all of that, man. That's all Diddy's blueprint itself. So, and what he's done for artists individually and how that has shaped hip hop culture to what it is today, that stuff is stuff to admire. But now, does that alter my perspective with him as a person? I mean, I think we all have areas in our life that people don't know, but to hear and to see the skeletons that are really coming out, for sure, it makes you look at, or at least it makes me look at the individual completely differently.
But can you differentiate?
It's unfortunate that it changes their legacy. Like, you know what I mean?
Does it though?
Of course it does.
Yeah, it does.
Of course it does.
Like,
but people aren't going to listen to his music anymore because
can you not differentiate? Like,
I'm not saying you can't. Sorry, go ahead.
Like, can you differentiate? Like, okay, this is who this person
the
is.
artist and the person.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, okay, so what I'm saying exactly to that is like, it always is going to change your legacy. So like now, even I love Michael Jackson. Yeah. When you think of Michael Jackson, there's something else that comes with that you think about. Okay?
That's an easy one though.
So hold on. When you think about
Bly.
I'm not saying
a lot of people are giving it to R. Kelly too.
But this is what I'm saying.
That's what I want to get to.
So that's what I'm saying, right? So it's like when you think about their legacy, you are gonna think about their music, but what they did, you're still gonna think about. You're gonna be like, oh, R. Kelly has all these bangers, but like, and he does this.
Are you still listening to R. Kelly?
No, I do not listen.
But what
to
about Elvis?
But I was just gonna get to that.
I was never really.
And I was like, so
big
Elvis,
R. Kelly person.
Elvis is the same thing.
I'm not a big R&B person.
You know his music. It just changes their legacy. It's something that's always gonna come up.
But the difference with Elvis, unfortunately, I'm sorry to say, it may sound stereotypical.
Just say
but
it.
No, he's white.
He's white.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
No, I get
He's
that.
white.
But that's my
He's
point.
a white American
So
hero.
it doesn't always matter.
No, but I'm saying you can. I'm not saying like people are gonna change their perspective on the person, but you are gonna remember this person's music along with this is what they did.
Here's my point. I don't think Diddy is in that category. I don't think he's comparable to R. Kelly, other than this incident. No, I mean even music, because I don't write rhymes, I write checks. Like that boy, did he predict that? he predicted that, didn't he? But like he's not really known as an artist. He's known as an artist.
No, but yes, but still within the hip hop community, right? Like who Diddy is. You say his name, you're gonna know.
Bad Boy, right?
Sure.
But the Lox have been big enough to be known independently as the Lox. Biggie is big enough to be known independently as Biggie. A lot of people that he created are big enough to be themselves outside of the Diddy shadow. So without them, I don't think Diddy's as big. He's more of like you brought hip hop to a certain level, but as an artist, he's more known for the business. So I don't.
Even though I agree with you, but like even though he's an artist, but he's known for all of these other things because of the light that he's in right now and what he's like built and all of these things.
Yeah.
When you now think of with what's coming out or whatever, it's just like this is going to be associated with this musician.
But this is
like
my point.
Everything else.
But this is my point.
Or this,
I feel like his music died a while ago. What timeless classics does he have? Timeless classics.
Well, I'm not even talking about his music. I'm just saying like him as an entity in hip hop. This is just going to be tied to him.
For sure.
Just like how Bill Cosby, like these things are tied to him.
I just feel like as we go down, like year after year or decade after decade, I feel like he slowly kind of faded anyway. Like
but now he's known for like Ciroc and like all these other things.
He's associated with it. He's known for it, but it's not his.
I mean, Nats had brought up a point earlier too. All of this started 2 months after his case with Diageo, right? That's the brand. And
I don't want to pull it up, but I think so.
It makes you wonder, is this just another one of those conspiracy theories where
I never thought about that until Knots brought it up. Like I didn't even like put two and two together for it to make sense.
But they say that the corporate game is dirty.
Exactly. It is.
Yeah.
It really is.
We sometimes aren't privy to it all, right?
Rap superstar.
Yes.
So you know what I mean? And so there's all these things that then come up and then you're like, yo, what is going on?
But this makes me wonder if it's because we aren't consuming the same content as others, because a show like Succession, for example, speaks to just this. The Wire is another one where it shows you how everybody has another like hand in something else.
Suits,
whether you're dealing with media,
all the corruption.
Suits,
House of Cards.
Yeah,
it's all of the networking behind the scenes.
It's in the corporate game too.
And
but with the corporate game, they're playing with millions, billions, and trillions of dollars.
Oh yeah.
This is like peanuts, like this level.
But that's why I was asking you, what made you shape your form into like, yo, he's like this? Because I feel like, do we even know how much of the media is pushed towards us to like see these clips or these?
So for example,
opinions?
like when Diddy was like in the limelight, I would say like before. So right, like
what's before? Let's get timestamps.
I would say like around making the band, like from then, whenever that was. I can't remember.
It's gotta be like 15 plus.
Whatever, yeah. But like artists, rappers on their own, you need to be confident to be a rapper. Like you have to be some type of level of cocky, right? You have to be.
There's a level of arrogance that you have to have.
You have to have it, right?
Have to believe in yourself, yeah.
Right, for sure. As with any art form or creative space or whatever.
Yeah. Kanye said I have a big ego. Like,
right,
like, you have to have something has to be.
But you have to believe in yourself when no one else believes in you. Right? But I think the way in which Diddy portrayed that, so like putting people, like how when he was doing the whole making the bad thing, it's like, yeah, walk across the bridge and go do this. Like that type of arrogance, as opposed to like
real bad man.
As opposed to like when 50 like shits on everybody, makes fun of everybody and stuff like that. There's like a different level to that, I think.
I disagree.
Which is why my viewpoint of Diddy over the years.
But what do you mean by different level?
Hold on,
let me by different level.
But to your point though, yo, we're still talking about it 15 years later. That was a moment that he did that. It's entertainment. He's got to get people to watch the show. The fact that we're still talking about all this, or we went back to be like, oh, I wonder what he's going to make him do next week. I feel like that comes not necessarily as a part of your personality, but a part of the show. That like, this is what like Donald Trump, for example, you're fired.
Thank you. Because that's exactly what I was thinking about.
Yeah, like,
that's exactly what I was thinking about.
You know what I mean?
So it's exactly what I was thinking
about.
Even
still
and
him,
Trump literally took that shit to the White House.
Well,
and became the president of the United States of America.
That's not the only thing that he took though. He was able to, I don't want to say manipulate, but he's able to really let the crowd know, yo, I know how to speak. I can make this whole thing entertaining. The views are probably off the charts.
That he did.
The amount
that's
of people
all he does.
But that's not all he does though.
And the same thing with Trump. Trump will go to court. Trump, all you need is money. Back at the end of the day from finances. And that's
this is my point.
So you think Diddy's up there like that? Trump will just run this out because my money's longer than you.
But this is what
connections
I'm saying.
Too, though. He's way more connected.
And
who doesn't care?
Trump doesn't care. And I don't think
to go to court is to go to court. That's money.
But he's not afraid. Like he's not acting like this is a setback in his career.
He's got people
with Trump and the whole "you're fired" and The Apprentice, all that stuff. Like that's just, you can see his arrogance. Like you can see it. when people put this out there,
So you're
when
saying Diddy's at that same level
when
as Trump?
Trump does that, you see that that's him.
So you're saying
when,
Diddy is at that level
when
with Trump?
Diddy does that, you see that that's him. I'm not just saying, the only reason I'm bringing up the cheesecake thing is because it's obviously there's a lot of like innuendos in that show of when he's just shitting on the people that are just trying to come up.
But this is what we're remembering. You got to remember, he gave him a contract too. Like at the end of the day, he's giving him a contract.
What was tied to that? Like that's the thing. Like so
Mims wasn't good enough. I'm sorry. Like,
so with Danity,
Poster Boy ate his food. It was Poster Boy, right?
With Danny Kane, there was like 4 of them, and one of the girls didn't want to do what he wanted them to do, like what he wanted her to do.
Okay.
Like all these
it doesn't
things.
work like that.
But you don't know, and neither do I. But I'm saying like what it looks like is that he's gonna be like, yeah, I can give you this contract, and you need to do like all of these things for me in whatever capacity, and those are the things that are coming out.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean in that realm.
I'm about to burn all my Source and XXLs with Diddy in it, man. Frig, it's getting pretty bad, yo.
I mean, you don't even have to do that, but like if you can separate the two, like what everyone else is trying to do, but
I can never stop listening to Biggie though.
Yeah, well, I don't think that's what I'm trying to say though. I don't think he's.
But he didn't.
He's bad boy.
Like,
that's just
Biggie is Biggie.
The fact that he's like
on his own, he's just making money off of him forever.
Exactly.
And that's just what he does.
Yeah, just going back to the point where I was talking about how much money would you spend to clear your name.
Yeah.
At this point, it's clearly too late for him. Then, like, he is just that. Diddy is that.
Well, at least we know it's over 30 mil. We know that.
No, like you mean in terms of the stories? I bet there's much darker stuff out there on Diddy that's not going to come out, or on other people. Period.
We can apply this to like even our own situations, like having to go to court to defend ourselves in one way.
Yeah.
From a father's perspective.
Yeah.
So it's like, how much money are you willing to spend because you're trying to clear your name at the same time, or whatever smut they're trying to put out there?
But would you have a cap on that? I don't think you would.
Yeah, you would.
A lot of people don't. A lot of guys can't even afford to go to court to fight that stuff.
Straight up.
And they just take it.
Fair.
My money's not running like Diddy. Like at some point you got to tap out.
And that's what I mean. Trump's money's just long enough to where he's not going to tap out. He's just going to bully you until you give up. Because your money ain't as long as mine.
Hold on. Is he bullying though? Or is he defending himself?
No, but when you play the legal game, you've been through it's just a bunch of bullshit back and forth jargon between I want this and I want that. Change this and change that. You're spending money on lawyers to try to change half of the shit. And those lawyers are different than what we're dealing with.
Oh, hell yeah. But I feel like there's more, the stakes are much higher though.
Exactly.
Yeah. And like
there's way more to lose for sure.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, depending from that peripheral, like, like from my point of view, like this is the world. Like I'm not trying to lose nothing.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see how long Diddy's money can stretch, yo.
I think it's pretty long.
Yeah, I think he's good. Because I don't think those people are coming for him that like to get that much. I think it's really to tarnish the name.
I think there's gonna be a lot of settlements.
Yeah, me too.
That's a lot of money.
And a lot of ones that we're not gonna see.
It's more the stuff that he's gonna lose that's gonna hurt more than the payout.
I think his relationship, his corporate relationship.
But this might even invigorate him to come back harder though.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, you don't think he's got that?
Did you want to run with the Keefe D angle for a quick second too? Because you had mentioned him earlier.
It's just a conspiracy. So because you brought up BMF. That they were funding Bad Boy or something like that. Unless I misheard that. That's why I brought up Keefe D, because he's saying he was rolling with Meech. Like
because in the new documents that were just released, they're saying that his company was funded by Meech. So then I was saying
that stems from BMF.
Yeah, but based off of the BMF story, the timelines don't really match up to me.
Yeah, they do. Why does it not? Why don't they add up?
Because I think Meech and those guys were outside a lot later than when Bad Boy was out. Because Bad Boy's been out since the early 90s. Meech and those guys were on the road for people to see as a presence like that until later on. 99, 90, 2000s.
So I'm basing this off Keefe D's book and how I recall
Which is a perspective, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he's saying that he already had like a enough money coming in from his Coke empire or whatever, right?
Okay.
And at that time, he's saying that he's cool with Big Meech, and he's doing his whole thing at that same time as well. I don't know the amount that he would have had to invest, because you got to remember, you don't have to invest like millions at that point This thing is just getting up off the ground.
Yeah, remember he's making
100 grand,
like,
a couple
what,
100 grand could be good
week.
enough.
Like that's when they're what they were pulling in was something insane.
Yeah.
Right? And you can't just hold all of that money and you can't just disperse all of that money. There's going to get a point where there's nowhere else to put it.
For sure.
So,
and we don't have any numbers of what he put in or what he didn't put in. Again, all this alleged, but yeah. So I could see that angle. I could completely see that angle. I also feel like, wasn't his father somebody too? Diddy? Like he was related to, he was in the streets. And then, who did Denzel Washington play in that movie?
Frank Lucas.
So they had an interview with Frank Lucas too, and they talked to him about Diddy's dad, and he's like, "Nah, he was a boss like me."
No shit.
And then I remember Diddy saying something along the lines of, "I was taken care of when I was younger. Like someone would steal my bike, and then the next day it would just show up." So he's got some sort of connection on the other side. Mind you, he worked too, man. Like he mentioned how he would work his ass off and all that. So I don't know. Anything is up there now. Anything is believable now. Whoever pushes the agenda better could make you. You're more likely to believe a conspiracy that might not be true based on Diddy right now than you would have been like maybe 5-6 months ago. Now everything just seems like, oh yeah, he did that too, and he did that too. That makes sense,
and like, you know, yeah, that's believable and plausible.
Like imagine they put the whole Tupac thing on him right now, and some new evidence comes on. Is that checkmate?
Can you imagine?
I can imagine. I could see it happening. Bro. I could see it happening. Like it's not too far fetched. It's not too far fetched. Who knows what they got off what's his face, that home invasion, all that stuff.
Bro,
it's a lot.
It's amazing how these things are playing out, and
all the connections that are coming up.
Exactly.
So that kill shot was a real kill shot by Eminem, huh? No.
Yeah, that too. It's like you start to see how many people were like, I recognize these things from early and separated myself from certain people. It's interesting. It's very interesting. But
even who's the guy that killed somebody that used to hang around with him and he admitted to it and he's in jail?
He's in jail right now?
Yeah, used to be a part of Bad Boy.
I don't think anybody's still in jail.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about Loon.
Yeah.
Loon's been out of jail, bro.
Since when?
A long time. Like 4 years now.
Okay, sorry, I didn't know this.
For some reason, I thought that's what you were talking about, but I'm like, Loon's been out of jail.
That's still kind of recent based on COVID and all that stuff, but...
Maybe even longer than that. Loon's
8 years.
Been out of jail.
He's been out for 8 years?
Loon?
Former released from prison. Oh, he was in prison for 8 years.
Yeah, Loon. He's been out for like a good minute.
Okay, whatever. It'd be... Yeah. So he's definitely around all this stuff.
Yeah, but I feel like Loon's another one who separated himself from Diddy early.
I think, yeah, maybe.
Very early. The one who I'm surprised came back was Shine.
He was
But I wonder if Shine just used that to his advantage because he's in politics, so he knows the kind of weight that Diddy comes with.
Fair.
Like if you,
he got
this
out
guy
July 26th.
If he got funded
for him to go perform on the BET Awards with Diddy.
Yeah,
you know how much like shine that is for you across the people are looking at that stuff. So
maybe
that's the mere fact that he has those kind of ties.
Maybe he got some money for it too.
Exactly, that part too.
Like yo, shut up and sign this.
Because it takes a lot of money. It takes to be involved in politics, it takes a lot of money, yo.
100%.
So if you have the funding for it, oh, buddy, I wonder if that's just Shine playing the game too.
And he's playing a bigger level. Like just running for a counselor costs a lot of money, getting all those signs up and stuff like that.
You heard it again here first. He has a story coming.
And remember too, Shine, he was banned from America. He got kicked out. Yeah. So
he's been trying to come back.
Yeah, so I feel like he's just using Diddy as a tool to get himself back in.
Yeah.
Right? And he's been lately performing in America.
I don't think anyone uses Diddy. I think Diddy kind of gets the one up on everybody.
I think it's in two ways because remember too, he went in for Diddy.
Yeah.
Right? So I feel like Diddy also sees some form of benefit in this as well as to why he's keeping himself close to Shine because Shine is running for
he probably knows a lot of
politics.
things. Then, he's like, all right, let me keep him close.
Going back to the whole business point, even like Nas puts that in, I think it's in the first Lost tapes where he's like, I don't like how Diddy did Shine with different lawyers, bump it, dump it, or whatever. It's like, it's interesting.
I didn't even know Nas had a take on that at any point.
Yeah.
He said he didn't like how Diddy was using different lawyers.
He didn't like how Diddy did Shine getting different lawyers.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So he got
Diddy
him
had his own lawyer and Shine had his own. Yeah.
But smart.
Yeah.
I mean, smart.
It is, yes.
Selfish.
But it's also, exactly, it's dirty at the same time.
But you're still out there able to sustain. And I'm not the one that shot him. And it was your whole thing. Let me just, you're responsible for that, bro. But again, it runs deep. And we're like, this is so like, we're so surface right now.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part.
Yeah.
But I also had mentioned earlier that it's crazy how they gave us all these stories in the music. And then they started giving it to us in movie form, now book form and podcast form. What gave it to us? Whatever. And we're still involved in the stories, the narrative, and more things just keep coming out from different perspectives.
It's the same product.
Exactly.
It's the same product. You recycle it. You have your base. You have your customers.
So is hip hop and urban culture no better than Young and the Restless? There's a soap opera that we've just been engaged in for so long.
Everything is a soap opera at this point. What isn't a soap opera in life? Like reality TV is a
reality?
soap opera.
What is it?
That's
now.
There you go. It's this is here you go.
He has said this before. Yeah. Like,
this is what it is. Yeah.
And we can do.
We're going deeper. We're going deeper right now. You're gonna have an avatar soon, but you don't know what we're creating on like in the avatar world, whatever that's called. I'm trying to blank.
Meta.
There you go. Yeah, I got to get more on the meta stuff, man. I got to start. Gary V's been talking about that. I got to start learning more about that right now, and just utilizing AI. Like I got to put in like at least 5 or 10 hours, like a month minimum on that stuff.
I need to do a quick before we get a break. We need to touch on one more thing again. Pause. Going back to the celebrity shit. Have you seen the O.J. Simpson Khloe Kardashian comparison?
No.
You've never seen it?
No.
Because Pree is over here on some like, nah, I don't see it, which is crazy to me.
Let's see it. Oh, I see it now.
Like you want to pull up?
Nats it up.
Like,
what? How could you not see that? That's crazy.
I can see it.
Yeah.
And just the difference between her and the other sisters.
You don't have the Jim Jones one. You have that one? Let me see that one real quick.
Here we go.
Hold on. That's Jim Jones's son.
Allegedly.
That is Jim Jones's son. And that is Cameron.
You've seen this one before?
Yeah, this I've seen.
Yo, Jim, dog. Oh man, yo, that's rough.
I want to,
but like the reason that I can't, like, I mean, yes, I see it very much here, but like I don't look like my parents like at all. So like I can't go off of that either.
No, but. Yo, exactly. Yo.
It'd be another thing if like your uncle shows up one day and it's actually not even uncle. This is your friend. This isn't even blood. This isn't even blood.
We're positive that that's Jim's son. That's allegedly. So that's I need to we're positive about. I don't think. No. The internet's playing a joke on us.
It is what it is. Yo, let us know. Is this a fact or not?
Yo, there's no way.
What if that is really Cam's son and he's just posing with him? It's not. But that's based on the picture that you know and the caption that you saw, right? Me too. But like, what if he's just at a football game really chilling with Cam's son and everyone just goes, that's Jim Jones' son? Like, as a joke? You know what I mean?
I mean...
Yo, Mace, pull this up, bro. Pull this up on Cam. Make him answer it. Let's go.
But this is definitely a thing right now in the world, like internet and shit.
This thing?
Yeah, this topic. People questioning whether this is...
No. It's not a thing right now. I just brought this up because I've seen this more than 5 years ago. I've seen this time ago.
I actually saw this like recent, maybe like a month ago.
Oh, no. I saw this time ago.
And nobody's questioned Cam about this?
I guess Mace is about to do it right now once he sees this clip.
This has to happen.
Yeah, it has to happen. Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, and this one. Ooh, buddy.
Come on now.
Come on, dog. Yeah. That's wild. Exactly.
I've never seen that.
Even her story though, she used to party with everybody and have sex with everybody. Like she's been around the block still. Shout her out.
Yo, don't do the man like that, bro.
Why?
It's also
I don't even think I did anything wrong.
Oh, this is Justin, right?
Yeah.
Combs.
And I find it funny.
Is that who? What's his name? Is that Wolf? Or
that's the
okay, that makes sense.
Wolf, yeah.
Okay.
And it's funny how I feel like he's been sort of quiet as of late now too, because he got a DUI. A few months back or like early this year or something, and he's been quiet ever since. Because his mom got at Diddy talking about like, how do you have those kids over there running reckless? Yeah. Like just doing whatever the hell they want to the point where he catches a DUI and she's like, yo, calm that shit down.
I think it's wild how I know so much of this.
Honestly, It's literally just opening up my phone to like find something in the morning, and it just pops up, and then
I feel like I've consumed so much of this product over my life.
Oh, every life, yeah.
That like some of these stories are just like embedded. Like I just remember all this.
Yeah.
It's kind
but
of embarrassing, but at the same time,
but all we've bought into for so many years is their perspective.
Yeah. I mean, you listen to their music, then you want to do a little bit more research to find out how true it is. Then you listen to the interviews, now the books, and like it is really that cycle. God damn, I'm a fan.
And that's all that it is, yo. Yeah. It just like, let's see how long people stay fans of Diddy. Yeah. But on that note, we will take a quick break so that I can get something in my cup. We'll be right back with some more perspective.
Boom.
If you're in the GTA and need your car detailed, visit Speckless Pro Auto Detailing. They specialize in both exterior and interior cleaning, including headlight restoration and salt stain removal. Book online at www.specklessprodetailing.com or call 416-262-0702. Don't accept anything less. Visit Speckless. Big up Pyrex.
Only going up this year.
Big up Pyrex every time from the Rex, yo.
Didn't he say that he was looking for a podcast to come on?
I don't know what he was looking for, but
Only going up this year.
And big up Lazy Jaw at the same time. Also, big up Body Ammo.
Big up Body Ammo. Speaking of that, because it's the holiday season. I have something.
You got sick?
Yeah, I lost my voice. Lost my voice. Allow me, please. Yeah.
What were you doing to lose your voice?
I was
Baby, I like it raw.
Yo, this guy's sick, bro.
Bro.
It's his birthday, no?
Oh man.
Yeah. That doesn't deserve a drape up and the kick down and a box down and all these type of things, yo. Like what? The way you like to get at me?
I don't know. That was me putting it into my
now
perspective.
let's get it all in perspective.
All right, yo. Anyway,
but yeah, so yeah, given the holiday season, I have something for everybody.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah, all right. All right.
Yeah, all right.
So
I love this. I love this already.
Yeah, all right.
I was not expecting this.
Neither was I. What? This is crazy. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, I'm a nice person.
Hit the Pree button.
But anyways, so I have these products. They're called like the Lucky Ones. Okay. So it's a resin.
The Lucky Ones.
Yeah. And there's like a jade stone in it. I picked out each stone per person in here.
What?
Yeah.
And for face, you're not here, but you'll get it when you come. So this one, I'll start with you, sir, over here.
You catch it?
So, I will. I don't even want to. Right,
I'll pass. Boom. Will you trust
okay, so that's a yellow jade stone.
Throw. Yep.
It's a yellow jade stone.
Of course, it's yellow.
And it's for users to like, what it evokes is like learning and like ever growth. I thought
get a better shot
that is something that represents you and it's your favorite color.
Yeah, I'm gonna end up making this shoe size so big.
So
that's dope. Thank you so much. I honestly appreciate this. Dope.
You're welcome. This one. So this one is for you. Blue Rex all day.
All day,
every day. And yeah, the blue is for, because I feel like this is something that you're going into this part of your life right now. So that's like peace and serenity.
Boom.
I feel like that's something that, you know.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wow. You know when somebody catches you, like really catches you,
like
off guard. I was expecting this.
Yeah.
And then, not this one. Right? This one. So this is like it's kind of like a white-ish kind of like jade stone color. And this one is to just like, and this is for you, Knots. So this is just to like restore like equilibrium. I feel like you have so many things on your plate all the time. And I felt like this is something that can help you, you know, with that. So here you go.
Oh, don't throw that one. Catch it. Good. I got nervous.
Yeah, I know. That's a far throw still.
I'm an athlete all day, all day.
That's true.
What's funny is white actually is it's not a color, but it's my favorite shade.
Oh, you see? It's the things
for
that
purity.
I feel. Yeah, dope. I love that.
Appreciate you.
And then I have one for face when you're watching. Okay, so it's also blue, but it's like a lighter blue. It's a lighter blue, and that's just for, you're juggling a lot as well right now, so it's for balance. So it's for you when you come.
Yeah. Thank you. Come again.
Yeah, that was dope. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. But people can get them too, I guess, right?
Yeah. So with that,
sold out.
With that, I just did a new drop at Makeway. So whenever I drop the lucky ones at Makeway, they get their own colorway. So their colorway right now, the last one was like a sorbet. So it was like all light colors. This one is a marble. So it's a bunch of marble colors. If you want specific ones or ones with embedding, just hit up the site, www.bodyammo.ca. They're a great gift to give someone. You should always give someone jade because it's you giving them luck and prosperity. Not so much you buy it for yourself. It's more meaningful as a gift, but also, buy it for yourself. You can put them on your keys, on your backpack, on your shoes. Sometimes I wear them on my shoes.
Speaking of shoes, you're cheesing me with those ones right now.
Yeah, I mean, they're quite fire.
Your shoe game, what's going on?
Our shoe game is ill.
Like, what's going on, man? Like, yo.
Where's my button, bro? Where's my button? Stop Pree in my shoes, dog. I hear Pree in my shoes.
Yes, man. I go you the deal. Make up the socks too at the same time, yo.
So, Makeway. So that's where you can catch the marble drop, and I drop these new pieces. They're gem bears. So basically they have like crystals in them. So it brings like good energy, good juju to your space. So definitely get one in here too.
It is the holiday season.
But yeah, so with that, on that same note, my topic in terms of the relationship aspect is support. Okay. And it's like just supportive in terms of like friendships and relationships. So, for example, like I'll start off like I've had this business for a really long time. I've had like, people in my life, like partners in my life that were just never supportive. Even when it came to like me first initiating, like starting the business, I had a lot of like naysayers and all this stuff. And I just kept going. And now I'm at a point
How much of that stuff were you aware of? Like you were actually privy to? So you heard for like so and so said something and it sort of made its way back to you.
I heard some like around
people said it to you directly.
Yeah, like what is she doing? No one's gonna buy this. Like like all this kind of stuff. Even from like at home too. Like initially, like I come from I come from an immigrant family. So if you're not doctor, lawyer, accountant, like you know what I mean. So like I had to, I went to university, I did all that, but like I had this creative side that I wanted to hone in on. And so anyways,
not to stray too far, but what did you actually go to university for? I feel like I know you went to school, but
so I have a degree in sociology with a minor in criminology and a postgraduate in intercultural mediation.
Yeah, make up your team.
So
let them know. All right, sorry.
Nah, it's cool.
Not your everyday Rex stories.
Exactly.
There we go.
So with that, like I realized that, you're not always going to get the immediate support, even from like the people that you think, like your inner circle. And so like with where I'm at now and the relationship that I have now, like I've never felt supported by a partner in the way that I feel supported now. So like, for example, like there's small things like I'm trying to take product shots and I'm like trying to get lighting. And I'm like talking about my frustration with like trying to get natural light. And like he showed up with like a light box for me to like take product photos. Not me asking for it, or like this drop with Makeway. I dropped a bunch of stuff. I didn't even know half of it sold out. Like he's sending me photos of it like that. You can't get it on the site.
Yeah.
So like these type of things. And I was in a relationship obviously longer than this for like, a while ago. And like I just never got that type of support. And it just means
like nothing.
Like, no, it was just like, oh, yeah, that's cool. Like, oh, yeah, make me this because it goes with my outfit or like whatever. But like not in this way, like not in like how can we like, you know, grow this and like, oh, you know, honestly, like give me some of these. I'm gonna put this in like the barbershop that I go to because a lot of people will like, you know, like it. People have asked me about it, like all these things, like thinking, like putting my name in rooms that they're not. That's like I would not enter.
Exactly.
Let me ask you a question though.
And with my sure.
How much of that comes from your confidence or lack of confidence for that other person to be able to support you or push what you're doing?
So, I mean, I think that's a great question. I think that I am now, like, just with the longevity of my business, like now I am way more confident in like most of my products.
Yeah.
And then where I lack, like that's where he brings me up. And I appreciate that because I never had that before.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to like my friends, again, you don't have to buy all my stuff, but like a repost.
Yeah.
I have like one of my girls, shout out Chloe. Every time I post any reel, anything, she'll repost. She does that for a lot of our friends. Yeah. Shout out 11 & Co. Shout out Face by Lee. Like if any of you guys need Botox, go over there. Going up this year. But like, you know what I mean? Like she'll always do that. And it's like, you don't always have to have the money to like support. But like a reshare or a like or a comment or whatever.
I think it could even be smaller than that. Like just
talking about it.
Exactly.
But the thing is that when you don't have the support, like I see it, like I've had people in my life for a very long time that I know where things that I make or like would, you know what I mean? And I'm like, you've never supported, which is fine. You don't have to.
Yeah.
But it's just like, I'll get support from strangers first for my stuff to blow up before people like close to me or my friends or people that I think would do that.
Yeah.
So my question to you guys is like, you know, you guys also have like creative outlets. This is one of them. Have you guys had like partners in the past, present, whatever, like feel or make you feel supported in like your, I would say, dreams or like what you want to pursue that's not like a typical like, you know, your 9 to 5, like just a dream that you've had where like you feel like uplifted by somebody like that in that space?
You want to go first? Actually, I feel like I feel like you should go first because we've had a bit of a conversation about this. And I have some questions for you. So,
what's the question? Have I felt the lack of support or have I received the support?
So have you have a lot of things in your life that you're pursuing right now, right? You have a lot. You've talked about a lot of them.
Are we talking about just right now though? What about in the past?
No, in general, right? Like you have a couple of things, right? Like, and I would say because right now you're not in, I'm not talking about friends right now. So I'm saying you're not in a relationship right now.
Yeah.
So like in the past or like people that you've been in a relationship with or partners that you had, whatever the case may be, like, did you feel support from them or did you feel like that wasn't there or like, how did that like look?
Yeah, it's complicated because of what you just said. I'm in a lot of different things. I don't think it's easy to support me as a person.
Even though you're in a lot of different things, you have like, there's an aspect of something.
Yeah, but somebody has to believe in you to even support you by, I guess,
the belief, the faith, the encouragement.
It's both. I've had it and I haven't had it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I've experienced both, but you know when someone's doing it and it's real, but it's limited? Like they're not really able to...
Like explain that. So it's not genuine?
I don't want to say that it's not genuine. It's like there's still a little bit of insecurity on their end, but you're not going to fully see it, but you see it. Where like they wish you well, they want to see the best for you, but then there's a little bit of that holdback, like what happens when this person actually gets to that point? What happens to me?
So
because they don't have something that they're working on to get to a certain point.
So that holdback, do you mean like they want to see you do good, but just not better than like...
No,
like that?
Not even better than them. It's like, yo, I want to see you do good, but
to an extent,
I don't want to lose you when you do good, because I don't think I could keep up with that, or I don't really have anything that I'm pursuing like that. So can I?
But they don't have to have something they're pursuing like that.
They don't. But then it just shows in the way they support you. So it's support, but it's not.
So what did you feel that was like?
Yeah, that's kind of that's what did you feel
that
as
was
to
like,
why you say that?
that you thought that it was like limited.
That it's there's too much going on here. Like there's too.
Try to give like a
better
example?
answer.
Like an example, not a better answer, but just something like
when someone says that they're gonna support you with something that you got going on, but they don't like it doesn't mean just verbally, but it's like, let's just say I tell someone, yo, you know what I could help with that you're really good at that you could do for me to help me push this a little further. Maybe you could draw out a logo. Maybe you could help me better.
You're asking them for help.
Yeah. So, like they want to support you. Is if I can do anything to support you, let me know what that is, and then you actually ask them.
Oh, then you ask for it, and then they don't do it.
Yeah.
So that is something where you see a limitation.
Yeah, and by relationships, I don't mean like girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, whatever. Like I don't mean like just that. I mean like any sort of relationship.
Yeah, this one specifically, I was talking about a partner.
It's hard for me.
I'm not talking about like
it's so hard for me to do partner, man, because.
So when you were in a long-term relationship and you had dreams and you had things you wanted to pursue, did you feel supported?
It's hard for me to answer that because I feel like I was a supporter for certain things.
You were not supportive?
I was the supporting role.
The supporting person, but like you also had your own dreams and aspirations and all these things.
I did, but they weren't like, it was more like we're a unit and this is what's a priority right now. So whatever your aspirations or dreams are,
then you weren't
kind
supported.
of on. I don't want to say that either because I didn't look at it like that. I didn't look at it like my thing is the one thing that I'm going to pursue. It was more like this is the best move. I refer, like when it was that, I referred to my relationship and our kids and our house, everything
as
like
a unit,
like a company.
Okay,
we're a company, so you're good for this role, and you what?
But there's this.
I kind of like that you said that.
Yeah,
and I think that's
like not everyone could be a CEO of a company.
100%.
Not everyone could be. Go ahead.
When you have a company,
you're
gonna have different departments within that company.
Facts.
Okay, so now let's say. This department is on fire.
Yep.
So let's put out this fire.
Whose department is that?
Whose ever.
Why is it on fire?
Whatever reason, right?
Yeah.
However it became, this is on fire.
Yeah.
So now let's say there's another department, and you have a lot of stake in that department.
Yeah.
And that's something that you want to pursue. And now that's time for that. Did you feel that you're supporting people within that company, i.e. your partner, pushed that or helped you or supported you in a way where it uplifted you, like, or grew your confidence in that way, like you were mentioning before?
See, so when you say your partner, and I'm not trying to dodge the question, right? It's deeper than all that. It's like there isn't just one thing to support. Like if this one thing is favoring you and you're supporting me, great, but this other one might be favoring me a little bit more. Am I still getting that support? So now what do I say? Do I say I am supported or do I say I'm not supported? So...
Well, I'm saying when you have, let's say you came to your partner and was like, I have a book and I want to write this book.
Nah, see, like a lot of that stuff was put on hold. Like when my kids were young, like, you know what I mean? When this whole thing was going on. So there really wasn't much of this dreaming stuff going on there. It's like, you're working.
So what did you want? What were you planning on doing then?
What about before you had kids? Like, did you ever want to do something with your partner, or like, did you have, like, before the kids came into play? Sorry, before they were born.
All I wanted to do was make money. And there wasn't like this is my dream.
Okay, so you're saying that you didn't have a situation where you had a dream and you felt unsupported or supported by a partner?
Yeah, like if that sounds right, like even like, for example, like the comedy stuff. It wasn't a dream. Like I have to go out and become a freaking superstar. Okay. The podcast wasn't. It was like, go ahead.
I feel like it's semantics right now that you're like. I don't mean like I don't think my business is going to be like a $10 million entity. Like, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like,
but you have a business that you're pushing, right?
That
you
love.
Care about, that you love.
That I have a passion for.
I didn't have anything like that I loved, that I cared about so much that I needed support for it.
Yeah, but you had an interest in doing what you're doing now, though.
For sure.
So did you have that support there with, I believe in you to chase that dream?
It wasn't a dream. Like, it wasn't, this wasn't.
Let's say it's not a dream. Let's just say something that you like. Did you feel supported in that? Like, hey, I want to start a podcast. Did you feel supported in that? You have told me
before that you and your partner were planning, like, you wanted to have a show with her.
Oh yeah, that's a fact. So on just parenting, this is what I mean.
If you take out dream,
so then no, because I don't think that's her personality type, or that there was. Our kids are like 15 months apart at the time. They're young, so no, I wasn't. How about that? Like, no.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but at the same time, to kind of give credit back, there wasn't this big plan of this is how we're gonna do it. There was no blueprint.
So it was what did you have?
Exactly.
What did you have? It was
an idea.
Which was what?
Let's have a conversation about how the separation's gonna go. Let's talk about how to have a healthy separation / divorce as we go through it.
You want to document all that?
Sort of. Because I'm like, yo, why can't we lay down the blueprint of how to do it in a real amicable way?
Is she for that?
For what part?
I guess not. I mean, like, it didn't happen.
Documenting it? Like,
but like, yeah, but like to just be able to sit and talk about the whole thing. Because I mean, like, everything is through dialogue and conversation. Yeah, that didn't have to be posted and shared with the world right then. But it could have been something for us to practice and like be able to show someone else. There's a lot of people that say like after the fact. Joe Coy is a good example. Are you guys familiar with Joe Coy?
Yeah, I like him.
Yeah, so he's funny. Read his book too.
Yeah, he's funny.
And he I guess had the kid young. And him and his wife just realized, yo, we're not meant to be together. And he talks about how they're like best friends and they're amicable throughout the whole process. I think that's amazing. Yeah. I think if you could actually share that with the world at this time, that's the new norm right now, man. No 50-50. And again, I still don't think that's right. I think a lot more people are getting divorced than separated.
Yeah.
But if you could, sure. And if you could show people how to get through that for the sake of your kids the right way and actually get a W.
Not everybody's got it, yo.
But I feel like that's, you know why? Because like right now, everyone wants to show like the highlights, right? Like the reel is the highlights.
What do you mean?
So like no one, like for Instagram, social media, like all these things, like everyone shows their highlight reel. You're going to show everything that's good. You're going to show everything that's great. But I think that if people were able to show negatives like they have, meaning the flaws, meaning that it didn't work out, but that it's still like they still have a positive relationship.
You said this to me last week, and I appreciated it. Where you're like, I think your superpower is you're able to flip negatives into a positive.
Yes,
and that was my flip to that whole situation.
Right.
So to me, it was like it's not even a negative anymore. Yo, look,
because of how you're looking at it.
Boom.
That's your perspective on it. Yeah, for sure. But my thing, like, so even like an idea, a dream, an aspiration, a business, a thought of something.
Business for sure.
You know?
Like I was supported fully throughout the whole transformation into the real estate. Yeah, 100%.
Okay. So and do you feel like that helped you? Like in terms of like attaining that or like achieving that or like, you know?
100%.
Okay.
Like, I mean, any form of support when you're going for something. So that's what I meant. Like, I wasn't in love with it. It was just that it was something that I had to do to provide or whatnot.
Right.
And getting any form of support at that point, it's like, it's a W. It's more like, okay, there's a team effort for it. Imagine doing everything by yourself. Like, I wasn't really good at social media at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So she's good at that.
So that's amazing.
This goes to my whole point of a company.
Yeah.
So it's like, yo, I'm not.
You're good at this. You take over this aspect and I will carry this.
Kind of like last week.
Yeah.
Yo, you cook better than I do. Why am I cooking?
Right.
So go do that. So there's certain roles that people are just better at. Long story short, but I had to understand what you're asking me.
Okay.
So yeah, in that sense, yes.
So long for clarity.
Well, you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm not a very simple person, or maybe I just overcomplicate things. But in this situation, I just need the clarity of what you're asking me.
Yeah.
So in that sense, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you think that it makes a difference in terms of that kind of stuff? What about with you?
What do you mean a difference?
Like, so I'll just pose a question to you first so you can answer.
Oh, I get a different question?
No.
We're going to go back to the question after too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So did you, like because you're also not in a relationship?
Separated, much like Shabir or
right.
SB.
And
sorry.
right now you are not in a relationship.
Confirmed.
Right. So with that, when you were in one and you had your long term or whatever, like, did you have aspirations, goals, dream, business, idea, and did you feel supported in that aspect? And was there a time where you weren't supported, and how did that like affect your dream or your thought process to attaining that?
I mean, two things kind of come to mind when you ask.
Mm-hmm.
If we're speaking first to my previous relationship with my ex, there was always a plan in place, but it just wasn't able to start yet at that point in time. So the idea of me being in this space now has always been there. Yes, to be doing like content and whatnot and like producing things here, there, yada, yada, yada. But it would be after the fact because there's things that she was working on. Yeah. So the plan was to get her to where she wants to be, and then we can work on getting me to where I want to be.
So she did support the plan.
The plan, yes. Yeah. But at that point, there was nothing.
It just didn't get there.
Exactly.
Right.
Until then there was a whole separation. Right. That's gone, but I mean.
And then what about
this part of the plan is still playing out.
And then what about like now in terms of like you're doing what you want to do now? And I'm not saying, okay, you're getting there.
Sure.
You're getting there. And like, you know, the people that you surround yourself with, like maybe people that you're talking to or like your friends, like do you feel supported in that realm?
A fair bit, but I still feel like I'm early in the game. But from what I've received so far, yeah, for the most part. If we're talking friends wise and stuff like that.
Does that have an impact?
What do you mean impact?
Like an impact to you to like be like, yeah, I'm on the right path, or like what I want to do is like coming to fruition, or like how does it make you feel? Like do you feel like there's people that you feel like should have reached out or that you expected to reach out that didn't?
It's kind of, once you understand that out of 10 people, 4 are going to like, 4 are going to dislike, and 2 are going to be indifferent. It's kind of like, if I introduce this to 10 of my friends, I'm going to be okay with 4 of them not messing with it. 4 who are really messing with it and are showing appreciation for it and really liking it. And 2 are that are kind of like, oh yeah, if I see something, I see something. Yeah. Once I got to that point, it's like, all right. But just hearing from the 4 that are really messing with it, it's enough for me to be like, all right, I keep doing it.
Well, that's the thing. I feel like when it's always, even if it's like one, like there's this like saying like, it's just like keep posting the content. Like you just keep going, right? Even if it affects one person or changes one person's life, or one person likes it, or one person like buys your piece, like, or whatever the case may be. And so
Only going up this year.
I feel like sometimes like things like that can come full circle. So like even when you don't fully, not that you don't fully believe in yourself, but like, you know, I mean, I feel like there's always some form of validation that we get from other people when you get like a comment or like 4,000 views or like, you know, whatever, all of these things.
Shout out the marketing team.
So I feel like
shout out the marketing team.
Only going up this year.
So what were you saying?
So I feel like, you know, sometimes when it comes full circle, like it makes like such a big impact, and like it really like shows like from where you started to like where you're at now. Like I was telling
SB,
in the car, that like initially like I started this business in 2013. That's when I started. That's when I registered my LLC or whatever, all this master business certificate, all this stuff. And do you know who my first customer was ever bought 2 bracelets?
When?
In 2013.
In 2013?
Yeah. Do you know who my first customer was?
Who?
My current boyfriend.
Yeah, right.
When we were friends.
And if you don't know, now you know.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
That's,
my first
wow,
one.
that's
and I
crazy.
forgot. Like I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, like he brought it up. So I'm like, that it's just full
Hold
circle.
on, you completely forgot about that?
I was like, yeah, I didn't. I'm like,
There's
I
no way. How could you forget that?
I don't know. I honestly don't know. Because I'm just like, oh yeah, my brethren bought bracelets. Like, cool. Like I didn't think.
I want to know how this came up. How did he tell you?
I made
him
like
in the middle of like, you know, one of those nights like, yo, so do you remember?
I mean, he's
when
not,
I bought that bracelet.
He's not thinking about bracelets when that's happening, sir.
Oh my
you don't know that.
That's that energy.
He's definitely not.
I'm playing.
He's definitely not. But like,
give me that $120 worth.
You guys are sick.
Put this on the house.
Actually sick. But no, like I made a bracelet for him for, I think, Father's Day. I made like a set for him and his kids.
Yeah, that's dope. That is so dope.
Like
that is so dope.
It was just like a connection peace. Like, so they all like feel like they're always together when they're not.
Even the idea is dope. That's sick.
And I was like, oh, you got your first bracelet for me, like literally. And he's like, this is not my first bracelet. I was like, what are you talking about?
It's funny.
So that's how it came on.
As you're speaking about this though, it's funny because where my mind just went is Lazy has a freestyle. I kind of want to play it. Maybe we'll insert it not, but there's a bar that he even says something like that where he's like, I know that all the good that I did for people in the past is coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So, and you don't even necessarily need to see it all the time.
Right.
But to know that it's happening somewhere, when you find out, you're going to appreciate it regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
Because just like you said, support is support.
Yeah.
No matter in what form.
And however it comes.
Yeah.
But it's like, I feel like it's just like, it's crazy when you look at it from a different perspective. When you look at it like top down instead of like tunnel vision. Because like when I first dropped my business, I'm just like, I thought that the people around me are the ones that would have been the most supportive.
But what you can't do as an artist in any form, whether you're drawing, painting, rapping, singing, podcasting, whatever it is, you can't sit there and wait on it.
You're right.
If it's going to happen, it's going to happen
You're
naturally
right.
in some form 100%.
Which is why you have to keep going.
Exactly.
That's what I keep saying, like, post the content.
Let me flip it, though. Let me flip it. How are you guys, so you talked about receiving the support, right? How are you with giving the support?
So for me, I've always been like a number one supporter in like if my friends, my partner or whatever the case may be. Just because like if I love you, my friend, my partner, whatever, like I'm gonna believe in you. I'm gonna push you because I want you to do good. I want you to succeed.
Yeah.
Like I want to do these things for you. When you brought up like the podcast initially to me, however many years ago, how long, every time we don't talk often prior to this. Like, it's not like I talk to him like every.
You're in Miami having like 3-hour conversations. No, I laugh at myself. Okay, cool.
I was like, did I talk
It wasn't
to
a
him?
3-hour conversation.
I could exaggerate.
Pree and I will have like, we'll go, let's say a year or two without talking like all the time.
Yeah.
But then.
That's a good connect.
But then but when we talk, it's like we might talk. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And then it might be like, we'll continue this next week. And we might continue again the week after. And after that third conversation,
It's
we're
like
back to like another year and a half.
Right.
Whatever.
Yeah. So like when he brought up the podcast to me, I was like, yo, like I was so for it, like for him to do it.
Yeah.
Not like he wasn't bringing it up like to me, for me to be a part of it.
Yeah.
He was just talking to me about it. And I was so, you can attest to it. Like, I feel like I was very supportive because of what you have to say, the platform you had, your experience, like all of these things, all of this, like as a whole, you know what I mean? And I'm like, that's dope.
But then
like,
when I brought it to you and I was like, yo.
Right.
You got the juice.
Right. So then, you know what I mean? And that's where it stemmed from. So it's like, even friendships, this is like a long-standing friendship from when we were 5, 6,
and I think,
but our actual interaction has not been for 30 years. We've known each other for that long, for sure.
Yeah, but we weren't consistently talking every day.
No,
like
for
30 years.
Out of those 30 years, maybe 5.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. But the quality.
Exactly.
The value.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like the heart.
And the energy that's there, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like,
pun intended.
When this came up and we got here, I had so much like love and support for him for what he's doing. And then he saw the value in me and here I am. And like, you know what I mean? Like, and here we all are.
Do you think everybody carries that? Like, do you think a lot of people have that?
No, not at all.
I don't even want to go.
That sentiment on the road alone. Like, what kind of
but it's what
does your name carry?
Yeah, but it's the foundation, right?
Yeah.
And I believe, however you brought the podcast to me, prior to you even asking me to do it or whatever, like I believed in your premise of what you wanted to say. And then when you told me about you being on it, you being behind it, face all these things, like it just made sense. And I believed and I had faith. And I was like, no, you guys are dope. Like, I love this. Da-da-da. Of course I'll be a guest. Like, whatever.
Pree was here at the bottom, bro.
And then
not at the bottom, but
you know what I mean?
the bottom.
Yeah. And then this happened.
Going up this year.
Like, I get that. Where my head goes is I feel like in a relationship, there's a balance where I'll use you as the example.
Sure.
Where you're saying, I'm always supporting. Does that make that your role now? That you're constantly supporting? Now the other person just takes that as in like you're supporting
I think that's
me?
A great question.
And then it's like now
that's a great question.
I don't support you back because you're so busy supporting me.
That's a great question. And I feel like
That's all I do.
I feel like until you get or have or are privy to or whatever the case may be in a relationship where there's that balance. So I have never had that ever. So I'm always like, this is good. You do this. You do this. Okay, let's plan this out for you. You want to start this business. This is what we should do. Like whatever. And then when I would talk about my business, it was never a conversation.
Yeah.
It was just me talking to talk.
Yeah.
And there was never like a reply, support, an idea, or anything like that.
Yeah.
I never had that with a partner. With friends, yeah, for sure. You know, you brainstorm like all these things, and I think that's dope. And with my relationship now, like I don't even know how to take. Like I get so excited because I'm like, oh my god, like I'm getting all these ideas and all this support and like this perspective that I never even thought of from like this viewpoint, this vantage point.
Yeah.
That I was never like privy to. So yes, like I think that it was something that I thought this was always going to be my role because like that's just my heart. That's how I'm built. I don't know how to not do that.
I do now.
Even when I tried.
Yeah.
And then you get shitted on, you get shitted on, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna pour all into me.
Yeah.
And all I did was I continued to pour all into me. And I still pour all into me, and now I have someone else that also pours into me that I also pour into.
So see that flip though? I feel like that happens when you're ready to pour into yourself. I feel like a part of it is, I want to stop saying I feel like. When you're constantly playing the role of supporting somebody else, I feel like subconsciously, you're not fully secure in what you're doing.
You know why? Because people are afraid to be selfish.
Boom.
That's it. You're just afraid to be selfish. Because you don't want to get looked at. Like, if you're not selfish and you're not your number one, so like you're not your, I want to say rider, but I mean whatever you.
People are gonna look at you.
You know what I mean? Yeah, like I'm confident, I'm cocky. You have to be like we were talking about with rappers and stuff. Yeah. You have to have a certain arrogance for you.
Welcome 2024, man.
To pour into you.
But then that's also just your perspective. You still have to quote unquote sell that to other people so that they believe that much in you too.
But if you're that, but if you're that authentic,
how so?
If you're that authentic.
Yo, you could think you're the flyest thing in the world, but somebody else might look at you like you're a nerd.
No, I get that. And that's a fact.
Fair.
What I'm saying is you got to believe it into yourself to the point where it is authentic. If you're just saying all this and you think that you believe it, but and you're not moving, you're still right here. And I'm just going like this the whole time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
After a while, it's like you're gonna start not even believing. Like it's an illusion. It's not really real. So you don't need someone else's validation if you're moving.
But it's like it's faith. There's faith in yourself, right? You don't see $1 million. Do you know that $1 million exists? Yes. Do you have to see it? Do you have to touch it? No. But do you believe that is a thing? Yes. So that comes with the authenticity.
Yeah, but then once other people start to show and prove, then you're gonna want to push.
But who doesn't want? Like I'm not
validation.
Who doesn't want that? At the end of the day, it may not be your number one thing.
There's a great meme that I saw, and it's basically like a single person walking, right? And I don't remember the word behind it. It's basically to say when you're first going towards your dream or whatever it is, there's nobody following you, right? But then when you get there, there's a bunch of people following you to say congratulations.
So where were you on the journey?
I don't even care about that anymore. Like to me,
where are you in that? Because you're like you're saying, you know, you're in your selfish era, which I think everyone should be in.
I'm in it deep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
pause. Yeah, for sure. Well, no.
But actually, no. You can do that. Yeah.
Come on.
But like,
you're lucky I'm on the wrong page.
Where you? So you're in your selfish era.
Yeah.
So are you saying that you're at a point?
Can I gotta interject. I'm in my selfish era, but within that era, I'm selfishly selfless. I trust myself enough to be selfish where I know it's for the best interest of anybody that's around me. So call it selfish if you want, but at the same time, you're going to get 100% SB backing you with whatever you got going on. It just better not interfere with what I got going on right now. In most cases, I'll still make that space for you. But yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. But go ahead. I'm in my selfish era.
No, that was very profound. I don't know what I was going to say, to be honest with you. Like, I really like that.
Yeah.
Selfish, but selfless.
Yeah.
Oh, got it. So, do you feel like you don't need validation? I'm not saying you're seeking it, but if you get it, will you appreciate it? Or you're
hell
just
yeah.
Like, okay,
yeah, for sure.
right.
Oh, no.
I'm just
that's the difference between arrogance and confidence.
Okay, thank you. I just want to make sure that's still like a...
I love hearing that. Like, I'm not begging people to like and subscribe and leave a comment for no reason. I actually want to hear that.
Right, but like and subscribe and leave a...
all of that stuff.
Like, I want my voice to be amplified. I want as many people to hear me as possible.
Right.
Yeah, we're being silly sometimes. We're entertaining sometimes, but I think I got a lot of things that people could take away and use it in their life, especially with their kids, especially with their families.
I feel like if someone or anyone like listening or watching or whatever the case may be can take a piece from any of us, because we all come from different walks of life, and to improve, help, facilitate, see from a different perspective, vantage point, whatever the case may be, then we're doing what we're supposed to do.
Okay, from that perspective, I see what you're talking about.
Yeah.
It's all that it is. It's all just perspective.
And that's it. And maybe someone listening might not have seen like what I'm trying to say from what you're trying to say, from what you're trying to say. And for the fact that you were just like, you're in your, I feel like everyone should be in their selfish era, which is what I said. But I think that statement that you said is very profound. I admire that for you to be like, I'm in my selfish era, but I'm selfless in that. Like, that speaks volumes to who you are just as a man, like as a person.
I'll take that.
I think that's really dope.
Thank you.
You should be proud of attaining that, or getting to that level, or being in that space right now.
I'll take that. I'm awkward with acknowledgements, but I'm getting better at it.
Mm-hmm.
I think we all are to a point.
In compliments.
Yeah,
I think
for sure. But I like the fact that I've surrounded myself with enough people, whether it be on the show or just in general, where they could acknowledge my strengths.
You can see
they
it.
could acknowledge what I am doing. And it's been a ride, bro. It's been a rough ride to get me to this point. And sometimes you need that. So that's why I'm like, I'm tired of. Remember what we're talking about? Yeah. You're like energy suckers, right? And I'm like mosquitoes.
Yeah, I was like energy vampires.
Yeah. So my thing is like, I'm tired of being surrounded by mosquitoes.
But like, say your analogy.
I'm going to. I got the repellent on now. So like, to me, a mosquito is like a bloodsucker. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, obviously we know that, but it's like, I'm tired of having mosquitoes around me sucking my blood, and they're not only are they sucking your blood, but they're also drawn to light, and I just don't want any mosquitoes around me.
That was it. Yeah. So that was it. So when you're shining, energy shining, and I'm gonna continue with your right. So that's right, and like to take your energy, like just to take it all from you, like to fill them up, for them to eat, and like go ahead.
There's just like I feel like people really underrate emotional intelligence, and I don't think people understand how obvious they're being with their intentions at times, even when they think they're getting the better of the person that they're speaking to. And often you might be like, yeah, I'm here for you, and rah, 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 tell me how it's going, but deep down inside you're acting a certain way. And that person might really know
that
how
part.
you're acting.
It's that part. It's like, yeah. What's going on with you? What's going on? Tell me what's wrong. Tell me what's going on. It's just to know. Like, not to help, to understand.
I'll take it another way. Not even just to know.
To feel better about themselves, because like you're here, because you're going through it, and they're here. And I feel like that or people only coming around to be like the savior, or you want to act like you're the savior, but then when things are good or whatever, like you're nowhere to be found.
Or just to tell you what's going on with them.
Or that, or just
it's
talk.
not even a real yo, what's going on?
Right.
So to me, it's like, I'd rather just talk to myself. Let me go write a journal to myself and my future self and have a whole dialogue right there, because it is what it is. But I'm extremely thankful for the friends or acquaintances.
We're friends now, man. We're friends now.
She said it. You got to follow me, though. You're not following me on IG. You gotta follow
You're not following me either, but you want to send me a DM.
Yo, no.
And not follow me. And it went into my requested because you're not following me.
I was like, why do I got to make the first move?
Bullshit, man.
I've been watching that.
I'm going to do it right now.
No, there we go. I'm petty. I get petty sometimes. But on the real, I shared this a while ago too, where it's like, yo, you can speak to a stranger and like let it all out. And there's a lot of strangers that have like let it fly, but it's like it's scary how many stories are the exact same, but you feel more comfortable talking to this person because you could be more authentic and there's no shame. Not that I really have any shame, because I just let it rip wherever it is. But to just know that they related to you and they're really rooting for you, even if you never hear from them again. But you left them with that imprint to be like, yo, man, that person was really cool. Like, I really hope they make it with whatever they got going on or however it ends. And then to know people that really do know you, but they're the strangers. They might have been around you for 10, 20, 30 years. Meanwhile, like, they don't even know who you are or where your heart's at. It's like, yo, that's disgusting.
It's not
like,
about time, though. It's about value, right?
So
that's what I think. It's where I'm at.
This is where, like, to turn it all the way back, I feel like you can't let someone else's insecurities blind you, guide you, or validate you. You need to believe in yourself enough to just try it. Even if it doesn't work out, just try it. Yo, how much times you gonna go around the sun? Like, play the game.
100%. There's a bar from Cardi B, actually, that was like, you had me looking in the mirror like I was different because you were inconsistent. So like when you look at yours, and that really stuck with me, because I'm just like, yo, you're making me question myself because of your inconsistency.
Boom.
And why am I placing that on me based off of you?
Yeah. So
for everyone out there, and I feel like it took me a really long time to get here, is that like my worth, anything about me is not based off of other people, and you cannot get that from other people. I cannot seek happiness from somebody else. I cannot seek validation from somebody else. If I get those things, great, amazing.
Yeah.
That's going to help and uplift me.
Yeah, that's all it does. It helps me in realizing that, oh shit, my thing actually is going to turn up.
I'm already here.
Yeah, mentally, I'm already there.
I have to be.
Yeah.
Because then what happens if you lose all of that?
Yeah.
Then who are you? You're a shell of a person.
Yo.
But
you're
I digress.
preaching today, yo.
I digress.
Yo, you are preaching today, trust me. Because a lot of people really need to take some real looks inside the mirror. And
hard. Like, yeah, but like
the mirror will lie to you, bro.
Yo.
That's also true, right? Like your reflection it's not as it appears. What is it? On your rear view mirror, what does it say? Objects in the mirror are not as close as they appear.
Yeah.
Right? So you know what I mean? Like you got to look within, not at.
But I think that's when your circle plays like a part in it and should help you in guiding.
Fuck your circle. Because you know why?
I said this thing, right? I said this thing where it's like, yo, everybody wants to be authentic right now. But if you don't know what authenticity is and you've never been authentic, how do you know what authentic feels like?
Which is that whole like, I don't know what I don't know what I don't know.
Not like that.
Okay, well, whatever it was.
Yeah. Oh, I got to say.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Like, you know what you know.
Right.
You don't know what you don't know.
Right.
But let me say it again. I messed up. You know what you know. You know what you don't know. But you don't know what you don't know.
Right.
Shout out Landmark. Like that your blind spots.
And that's
where you need your friends. And real friends.
But that's the thing though. If you are your authentic,
shout out Paul Mac.
If you are your authentic you, then your circle will show that. You can have like a big circle of people, right? Or like a group of friends.
Yeah.
And then you start to becoming selfish and selfless in that era. People will start to drop, unfortunately. And that's the way it goes. And sometimes you're just like, yo, this person is like my you know, like this person has been in my life for so long, like of course they support me or whatever, and true colors start to show in ways and in areas you didn't think that they would present themselves.
What do you mean by true colors might start to show?
So like, for example, like what you were saying before, like, okay, yeah, they support you, but it's limited. Or like, yeah, they support you, or people that are like, yeah, I want to see you do good, but not better than me. Or you're doing great, or you're this, or you're all of these things.
Yeah.
So it's like, you have a big circle and you're like, oh, these people love me. And then you start truly pouring into yourself, your circle is going to dwindle.
You got to take lenses off.
Because you're going to trim the fat. Like that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And yes, you have to take lenses off,
you
for
gotta
sure.
take lenses off.
But
I don't,
you need to get to the point to be able
for sure
to see that.
That's why I feel like it just really starts with you.
Right.
Like
at the end of the day, period.
Everything really just starts with you.
It starts from within, right? And that's where you got to go with that.
Yeah.
I wish Face kind of was here for this because he and I had a conversation, I think a year and a half ago, maybe almost going back to 2 years. But we had spoken about the difference between jealousy and envy. And how, did we ever touch on that on here?
That's a big difference.
We never, because we had a very pivotal conversation, and this was like, he and I go back to grade 2, much like you and I. But he had shared that he had once envied me, which isn't necessarily a wrong thing. Because there's a difference between jealousy and envy, but a lot of people can't identify that difference because they look at them both as negative. Fair to say? Yes, no?
Look at them as negative?
Yeah. Jealousy and envy. Like they're both just negative as opposed to envy not being such a bad thing.
I mean, when you look at
context.
And when you look at the actual definition of being envious and being jealous, they're very similar. So,
but it was never on some bad mind thing.
But that's what I'm saying. Well, this is what he just said. SB just said context, right?
Yes.
So
that's kind of why I wish he was here to add to this debate.
Let's talk about jealousy and envy when he's here. let's get to that.
When he's here?
You know what I mean?
Or you could finish off what you're saying.
Finish your point.
The reason why I was bringing that up is because it still took conversations with him to still push me to do what I'm doing. Because he had faith in something like what I have to offer from way back when, but I wasn't doing anything with it. So one of the conversations that we had, and I know that we had spoken about on here, was one year when I did, it was like back in 2003. And even when, shout out, first game, I had done this outfit for Caravana.
20 years ago.
I had done this outfit for Caravana.
The jeans?
What, you know about this?
You told me about this.
I told you about the whole story, like why it tied in with him.
Well, I don't know, but you told me about the
when
pants.
I had done the U.S. colors and all that type of stuff. Yeah, like it just when he heard that I just like tossed that stuff, when he was like, "Yo, you don't have that shit framed," and it was him and a couple other friends who were like, "Nah, like we believe that you had that juice back then." Whereas with me, it's like
you're just doing you.
Yeah, exactly. I was literally just doing me.
Right.
Yeah, it's like all right.
But
so
that's,
the idea
that's
of
where
like
the authenticity comes
so
from.
So taking that idea of knowing that we believe in your creative ability alone, you should have been running with that from like way back when. So that type of validation is very,
of course,
oh,
that's
hell
very,
yeah.
that's very.
That's what I mean. Like for your circle of friends.
Did that come at like a dark time, like a doubtful time, like that?
I wouldn't say
it came at a time where you weren't even looking at it.
No, I don't mean that. I mean like, did you need a boost when you're having this conveation and he's saying this to you? Or is it just out
like
of the random?
Like to bring back up, like, yo,
you're this guy.
I don't even remember how it came up. I really wish I did. I think I might even have it recorded, to be honest. I might actually have that conversation recorded, to be honest.
Yo, those kind of moments, I feel like that's when you really...
Those are very pivotal.
I'm telling you. Trust me.
Like what you're
trust
saying,
me. Yeah. It was life-changing.
Do you know who to go to? Like, when you need something? And... in this context, support or confidence or reassurance? Like, do you know who that person is for you? Because I feel like there's certain times where I'm not always 100% confident, but like, I'll just say it right now. Like this, not even this year, like this year's already started for me. It's going to get really silly with my level of arrogance or my confidence. But when you have those downers, I know certain people to go to. And they'll put their personal agenda aside to really refuel and reignite or assure me of, yo, what do you mean you're feeling like this? But you just did that. Or you speak in front of people. Like, you have these tools. And I say that to say, like, those kind of friends are priceless. Perfect. Yeah.
I saw where that was going.
Yeah.
There's no other word to describe it.
Shout out to all the good friends, bro. Like, good as in great.
Shout out to all the real friends.
Yeah. Yo, drop from a young G's perspective.
From a young G's perspective.
Shout out Snoop.
Okay.
When he was accepting that award, I think it was the Star.
I want to thank everybody. Yeah.
I want to thank, and I want to, last but not least, I want to especially thank me. That is the realest thing that someone could say at that point.
Yeah.
And he giggled a little bit too when he said it. But then he straightened up again and he went, and y'all want to thank myself for waking up when I had to wake up. I want to thank myself for believing in me when I did. I want to thank myself for putting in all that hard work.
Issa Rae had the same. She accepted an award.
I don't know who that is, so I don't count.
She wrote.
Don't even waste your time with this guy. Yo. He doesn't know good TV. He doesn't know. Don't even waste your time.
Oh my God, what was the show?
I know Issa Rae.
What do you mean? I'm on good TV.
Oh my God, I'm losing
it's
it.
on HBO.
Insecure. There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, and she won like all of these awards. Like, it was just it's a really, really, really dope show. And she thanked herself because she's like, I did this. Like, I did this. And I'm just like, yeah,
that's the one thing I don't do enough.
You did.
You have to. No one does.
You got to give yourself your flowers.
We were talking about this before too. I'm just gonna keep going with it. Like,
you have
time
to
could keep ticking.
You have to give yourself your flowers.
Back to the books. All right. BJ Fogg and Tiny Habits. All right. I vaguely spoke to you about this last time I was dropping you off. Celebrating your wins, celebrating your W's is something that will habitually allow them to be recreated. So, for example, I think this is an example that he uses too. You score your swish. Yes. That feeling, that sensation.
Yeah.
That is allowing you to do that again, or make it easier to do, or replicate it again.
What, the celebration part or the
celebration?
Okay.
However you celebrate it. But if you, the closer to after completing that task that you celebrate, the more likely it is to become a habit. So now you're making the concept of success a habit, the concept of winning a habit, the concept of growing a habit. And there's like scientific proof.
This is legit making me think of Mike. You know when Mike Jordan hits those shots and you'll see like
all of them, bro. You don't see Steph Curry doing something after, like
I guess
everybody is doing something after.
Yeah.
The Jada kiss, like whatever it is, whatever you got for yourself. I might be going overboard with the Jada kiss, but you know what I mean? Like everybody's got their version of it, but this goes back to, well, first of all, I don't think it's conscious.
Even football touchdowns.
The dancing, soccer, doing now, soccer, you score the goal, you start doing some sort of dance, everyone's picking. So it's like, but are you doing it consciously, knowing what it does for you? So not everyone's an athlete. You know what I mean? Not everyone is in this world, but you still have to celebrate your W's. And the more you could keep doing that, it'll make you into something else, man. So, celebrate your W's, acknowledge when someone's complimenting you, stop getting all awkward when you do a good job and someone tells you look good or whatever it is, and be more confident.
And
be more confident being
give yourself your flowers.
Boom.
Damn it. On that note, I also want to call out everybody who's like still linking me. And I know you're still getting text messages and phone calls. Oh, the thing is turned up. Oh, I like that stuff. Because the bully beef, corned beef thing, the amount of people that are linking me on the ones like, yo, the man said to put it in the comments.
Yo, I called. Let's just talk right before we go to break, okay? I called one of my boys that was following and listening to this podcast before I was on it, okay?
Yeah.
Shout out, you know who you are, sir. And he's like, yo, he called me. I called him for his birthday. I'm like, yo, happy birthday, like whatever. And he's like, no, he's been listening. He's like, yeah, thank you. He's like, also, yo, I swear, back in the day, you said corned beef to me. That's what his comment. And I was like, what are you talking about? I have never said that. Wow. And I was like, first of all, yo, you're listening like that? Yo, say it. Why didn't you put it in the comment?
Exactly.
But I mean, he don't comment like that on anything.
Sorry, I gotta have the last word. So we're gonna put the draw.
I still got one too.
Oh, then you go first.
Because I just, in response to all of that shit that I posted something on Instagram, And then I realized that one of my tweets that I tweeted out, so like this was for going back to January, was the Beyond Bully Beef thing. What are you supposed to call it now?
We'll talk about that in the next segment.
Oh, what, X?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I said, how long before at Grace Foods introduces Beyond Bully Beef? But I refer to it as Bully Beef and not corned beef.
Yeah.
But it does work with the Beyond, the play on Beyond, like Beyond Bully Beef.
Sure.
But
yeah, whatever.
Anyways, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna say we ran a poll. And I think it's the way that I positioned the question, to be honest with you. And it's basically saying, is it corned beef? And 92% said yes.
Mm-hmm.
But they may not all be of Jamaican descent. And one guy goes, I ain't Jamaican, but I call it corned beef if we talking about lunch meat.
No,
and with that note,
we're not exactly.
We had to kill the run at some point. That was a long run.
My perspective makes it.
I'll give him that one just for putting that one in there.
Yeah.
But anyways, yes, we're gonna take a quick break and we'll be back with maybe just a little bit more perspective.
Make your business visible online. For a complimentary digital marketing and website consultation, go to dmmu.ca or call 647-469-DMMU.
All day tomorrow. Oh my goodness.
That's the first album I ever bought.
Yeah, right.
Money, Power, Respect?
No, this is We Are the Streets.
No, I know. That was the first album I ever bought.
Say that one more time. What?
Money, Power, Respect
by the Locks
was the first album I ever bought.
Big up Kiss, yo. Big up Styles. Big up Jada.
Only going up this
big up Chic. Big up everybody over there with That's your favorite?
No, Kiss is my favorite.
You don't know. What's your favorite Kiss song? Oh, I want to hear this from each one of you guys real quick.
I don't know.
Yeah, I won't be able to give it either.
Damn it.
I gotta go back to the album. Oh, okay, but this isn't on his album.
I know.
Yeah,
but
no,
it still counts.
okay.
What do you know about this song?
What do you mean? What do I know about this song?
I'll go word for word.
Yeah, so
that
what does that
song,
mean?
yo.
Yeah, so that's all right. I'm not.
That takes me back to my busters days. I was taking 2 buses, leaving school to go straight to work on a Friday night.
I purposely
finish work at 2 a.m.
I made it like a. I can never do that. First of all,
bootleg CD days. What were you saying?
I can never go bar for bar. I couldn't memorize the raps, and then I just told myself it's a good thing because now I don't have to steal anything. I could just think whatever original.
How about you?
Thoughts.
You don't memorize songs like that?
Oh yeah, they used to call me Lyric in high school.
That's where you at with it.
Lyrics and Cash.
Not even close.
Those were my names.
Guys, a lot of these songs I'll go bar for bar heavy.
You can probably go bar for bar on Ether, can't you?
Nah, I'll still miss words here and there.
Oh yes.
Yeah, same.
Nah.
Same.
Forget that Ether, bro.
You can never forget that Ether.
Wants to be king.
Anyways, big up First King Clothing real quick, man.
Let's get that in there again.
I'm still hating on that, bro. I really like that colorway.
Me too. Yeah.
I mean, Christmas is around the corner, so anybody who's watching and or listening, go visit First King Clothing on the internet or find them on Instagram. First King Clothing. If it's the website, I believe it's www.1stKingClothing.com.
Yeah.
Buy Bun a sweatshirt.
1 the numerical value.
You said buy Bun that sweatshirt?
Yeah. What's your size? Medium? Medium?
Don't do me like that, man.
What?
Yeah, medium.
Yeah, all right. See?
I'm a medium. Christmas, yeah, but like I said, Christmas around the corner. If you got a husband, a boyfriend, I mean, even a wife. Some ladies like to represent at the same time.
Or just a friend.
Exactly.
Or your favorite podcaster.
Yeah. P.O. Box on the way.
I was going to say, I'm like, what's our P.O. Box?
P.O. Box on the way. SB, what's up? You had something you wanted to speak to real quick. You got some perspective to share.
You guys were calling it a tweet.
What's it called now? Like, I know it's called X, but like, what's the
term that you're supposed to use when you throw something out there?
You know what? I'm kind of happy you guys asked.
Because you know the answer to this?
No. So here's the catch. So everybody that's listening to this and maybe they're listening.
Sorry.
That's all good. They might have watched the interview with him and Andrew Ross on New York Times.
I saw clips
Deal
of
Book
it.
Summit.
I saw clips of it.
Yeah, so there's a clip in between that where he's correcting him and saying, don't call it a tweet. It's like, what do you call it? He's like, well, right now we're calling it a post, but if someone could come up with something, we could use that.
Are you paying me for that? If I come up with it, are you paying me for that?
Well, in a way, you're going to get paid because it's like, yo, you came up with it. That I'm sure has its perks.
Better be some royalties.
That's all I'm saying.
You guys are greedy, but sure. What do you
standing on business?
Not even
trying to get my bag.
Well, the business would be enough with just getting that affiliation. I'm sure it would come with, right? Having said that, though,
I don't know who has the tweet, who wrote the tweet, who made up the tweet. We don't know. I don't know.
Well, tweet was related with Twitter.
Yeah, but who?
Because that's what it used to be back then, right? Like it would be.
See, so you did know the person.
I think but that's the person that created Twitter, though, right? Yeah, it's not necessarily that he created tweet, but more than likely.
Okay, so there's no name for it, right?
There's no name for it, but what I'm asking you guys is, what can you come up with that's creative enough to maybe stick? Is there anything that comes up?
For Twitter, like to rename it or something?
It's not Twitter.
I know, but I'm saying like we're changing
to rename tweet. So when you post something instead of a post,
I got nothing, man.
I came up with exhibit, but like with an X.
Oh, yo, did you see that? Did you see that exhibit?
Sort of, yeah. Oh, you know? No.
I mean, I see where you're going with it.
I'm trying to make it with the X.
Yeah, me too.
It's better than post.
Yeah. Post is, I feel like that's an Instagram thing. What did you post on Instagram?
Did you read SB's exhibit?
It's too, an exhibit sounds like it's in depth.
Exhib? Exhib? And maybe it becomes an acronym?
Or excerpt?
Something. It's got to be like, you know?
Excerpt.
Excerpt?
Excerpt. Excerpt. Like your excerpt. That's a word.
Yeah, I'm not saying
you
it's
mean
not.
Excerpt?
No, like, what do you mean? What? Hold on.
You know, when I kept saying exhibit,
like
I just kept thinking about the rapper.
Like excerpt, like when you take it out, like this is an excerpt of this book, of this paragraph. Is that what you're saying? What are you saying? Excerpt?
Oh, like, yo, his creative juices, pods, are going crazy right now.
How do you spell it?
No, but what are you pronouncing?
Yeah, like when you extract something from a book.
Yeah, so what? How did you pronounce it?
Excerpt?
So spell it.
That's what I'm saying. How are you spelling it?
No, but I don't know. It sounded weird when you said it.
Huh? E-X-E?
Excerpt.
Sorry, E-X-E-R-T.
Yeah, you're saying P, aren't you?
No.
Well, say it again.
Excerpt?
That's not what you said.
How many times?
I don't know.
That could be a thing.
Maybe.
Yeah.
E-X-E what? What do you say now? It's E-X-X-E-X. Nah, there's no... Is E-X-E-R-T? Damn it.
I'm going to continue with it while you figure that out.
Yeah, it is excerpt.
There you go.
The third time I said it, I said excerpt on purpose for you.
Oh.
But the first two times I said it was excerpt.
Look at this guy trying to finesse that. I said it on purpose for you.
Just to toy with her.
Yeah.
So I'm like what? How many more times do you want me to say this?
Oh man, that was good. That was a good try. That was a good try.
Does that not work?
Oh man, it could work. It could work.
Your excerpt.
Yo, that could be
Did
it.
you see that excerpt? I don't know. I feel like it needs to be like one.
Oh, then bun. Excerpted. No.
To use influence.
Because excerpt, how I spelled it was like if you're in the gym.
Exerting your energy. That's what you. Yeah.
It's E-X-C-E-P-T.
P.
What about ejaculate? No?
Excerpt.
He ejaculated. Did you read what he ejaculated? No? Fuck. That was
I still
good.
didn't hear the hell.
Make yourself laugh.
E-X-C-E-R-P-T.
All right, it's not that serious.
Cool.
Think about it. Come up with it next week.
What would it be? Like the only thing
there
I
you
can
go. That's-
associate with X is O, but that doesn't mean anything.
Make it mean something. Figure it out. Come up with something creative, and we could get Elon on our podcast. Boom. But there was a lot of highlights on it. I didn't watch the whole thing. Another thing that stuck. Did any of you guys watch any of it? I know you heard about you mentioned that, but did any of you guys watch any pieces of it?
Those are the only parts I saw, like when he was saying F you.
Yeah. And
Wow, I don't think I swear this whole episode.
We're gonna have to play back to know that for sure.
Pretty sure I did it.
I like where he was going with it. So I don't know the context of what happened. Apparently one of his comments or excerpts. Am I saying it right? Or did I say it wrong too?
Excerpt.
One of his excerpts.
Buddy, I'm still trying to get it pronounced on this. I found it, but I just can't. It wasn't.
Well, that's not what it is. That's not what it is.
P. There's a P.
Excerpt.
Yeah, but that's not.
It's not exert. Like that's not a thing. Exerting your energy, like using your energy. Excerpt.
Yeah, okay.
Meaning you're extracting.
This is gonna
from
get so bad. This is gonna get so bad.
Spell it. Eggs.
The word is excerpt. Excerpt.
Yeah, excerpt.
I don't know why you guys made it so hard.
When you say it in a conversation, are you pronouncing the P that way?
Yeah, I am. You're not. You're saying
guys. Hold on. Excerpt.
That's what I was gonna do.
That's like when you say, who says like, okay, you see, how do you do up your shirt? Like, what is that? What is that on your shirt? How do you fasten it?
I think we got the word. Listen,
right.
This is what's going to happen, okay? Moving forward, we no longer refer to it as a tweet. When we talk amongst ourselves, this is what we're using. And the rest of the world could catch on.
Yeah, but we're pronouncing the P in there, the excerpt.
We have to if that's
excerpt?
How it's... Yes.
Your excerpt.
Yes, well, we can't be fucking illiterate now, can we?
Well, that's like, do you say button or button? Like I have a button.
Yo, if we're doing,
taking it there?
Listen, if we're doing this, we're doing this, I could do this all day. Because the way people are running around talking about scene. Yeah. I just seen homeboy at the mall. I just seen somebody at the airport. No, you just saw them, brother.
Excerpt.
You didn't just seen them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do. Well, there's a lot. Man. How do you say what you put your clothes in? Like if you pull it out of like a dresser, like what is that small thing that you open?
A drawer.
A what?
A drawer. What? What do
no, that's right.
How do I get this? Yo, I better get this back right now, or
somebody gonna get hurt real bad.
You're welcome, man.
Hadouken! We good? All right. So one of the things was that as far as I understand, because I didn't watch the whole thing, but correct me and we'll get to it. But that's not even the main point.
Stop, man.
That's all good. It's all good. He's good. So when Buddy goes, it's a tweet. They want to change it into whatever, right? So he got into trouble. Elon got in trouble, I guess, when he used one of those, which we're replacing officially. Like it's no longer a tweet. Okay, it's a excerpt. All right. I think we should use our accent. You know, like one of us should say it. But anyway, so excerpt. He said something that was taken as anti-Semitic, and he changed that, right? And he clarified that, but Disney pulled out their content or their advertising.
Their advertising.
Yeah, and then he goes, "Fuck you," and Bob.
He shot out Robert.
Yeah.
But he said, "Yeah, Bob, I hope you're watching." No, Bob was in the room.
He was at the same.
He was at the same conference.
And quick shout out, Robert's book.
He was there.
He was there.
Oh no, he was there. That's why it's.
Yeah, he was like,
real bad man.
Elon has it like that, huh?
He's like, "Yeah, Bob." He's like, "Yeah." Oh, he's here today.
Yeah,
but do you think he was like serious or was like a jab?
Nah,
like one of those.
Both. It's both because he's saying "F you."
If we can pull up the clip.
Pull up the clip. We'll add it in, right? But first of all, Robert's book is amazing. To get an idea of how this guy thinks and how he navigates to speak with, I guess, troubled times. You guys remember when? I don't mean to digress, but I guess I do. But remember when that big incident happened where the person's son got eaten by a crocodile?
What?
You guys don't remember that?
I don't know what you're talking about, yo.
Like someone just went to Disneyland and they took a picture where they're not supposed to take a picture because it says it has all these signs about crocodiles.
Okay.
And his kid got taken by a crocodile, bro.
Shut
Why
up.
is this is starting to sound a bit familiar?
Yeah, this is
like a long time ago?
Not a long time ago. Like I would say within 5 years. Maybe around the COVID time, around the time his book
like
came out.
Like they went over wherever they were supposed to go and took
I don't think it's that carefully guarded. It's not like a fence or anything like that. A lot of people were saying that they also have taken pictures there. But bottom line, this happened.
Right.
And first of all,
that's wild.
Yeah, it's horrific, and I don't even want to make a joke about it.
Like, no, because can you imagine you witnessing that?
I can't.
I'm not saying your kid. I'm just saying somebody seeing that happen.
It automatically makes me think about my kids.
Oh yeah,
because that's got to be the most defenseless time in your life.
Because what are you doing?
What can you do?
Nothing. But your instinct is gonna be to go after.
Yeah, I'll put it this way.
I don't even know.
My kids just went to Cuba and with their mom right now, right? And she was going to take them on some dolphins. Yeah, you're cold. They were going to take them on
Why are you laughing? Like, why are you laughing?
Somebody going to get hurt real bad.
Stop playing that. He can't control himself.
I know. It's funny.
Anytime you play it.
So I was worried because they were going to go in the pool with dolphins. So I'm already like, yo, I don't know how I feel about that. And she's like, I did it before. Don't worry. It's okay. Whatever.
About dolphins?
Yeah, my kids are going to go in the pool with
dolphins. I know, but they're not.
Can't do nothing to nobody, bro.
I'm just giving you my perspective
they don't eat.
Of how, like, how much
Somebody
I don't...
gonna get hurt.
Yeah. Yeah. So the crocodile thing, I'm gonna keep trying to talk
okay,
about it. You keep laughing. It's so good.
Have you seen dolphin teeth before?
Haven't you seen that stuff that they show, like the dark side? You guys haven't seen the dark side of like what's that whale thing that?
Whale, not dolphin.
Whatever, bro.
They're different.
I know they're different, bro. Trust me, I know. They're still mammals. They're still in the water, and they're still like something could tick them off. What if they had a bad day? I don't know. No.
Dolphins can barely bite through pudding, bro.
You must be crazy if you believe that.
No, their teeth are not like they cannot. I don't think they can puncture.
Yo,
skin.
bottom line is,
what are they gonna do? Push them into the water? Like, what
if they flip them?
Oh, okay, sure.
Thank you.
In the water. What do you mean?
Dolphins don't look that strong.
Nothing happened. We're good. I'm just trying to say that
Dolphins don't
even
that
kind of worried me.
Yeah, so
until
you're
it
just
happened.
Saying like,
right. So when Buddy's
on
kid gets
level.
taken away by a crocodile, that's crazy. Mm-hmm. That's like, yo, yeah, like
was there a Disney movie about a dolphin?
A freak accident. What?
Was there a Disney movie about a dolphin ever?
No, I think about Free Willy.
I was just about to say I wasn't. I knew Free Willy, but I'm like, was there another one?
There was one about animated fish, one, like Finding Nemo, but I think that was
what's animated.
Finding Nemo. Whatever. That's not a dolphin. I know that, but yeah.
Right.
So he had to address that. Anyway, read the book. It's a good book, right? But Elon, another good book, by the way, his new book, I'm on that right now. That's a dope book too. So he's talking about if you're using your advertising to buy me or to blackmail me or whatever, like F you, right? So he's saying it indirectly to them, but he's like, yo, that doesn't influence who I am anymore. And I will say some things that are wrong or that weren't inappropriate or that I have to clarify. And I to a degree agree with that. I think we all do that. I feel like certain people get to this level where it's like you're expecting them to be perfect. You're not perfect. You're going to make mistakes.
No one's perfect.
Yeah. But the main thing that
people carry expectations that people should. Which is
unrealistic expectations at times.
I feel like when people reach a certain level,
like Diddy?
They have well, I'm just saying they just have these expectations about them, but everyone's so human at the end of the day. You're not always going to say everything right and appease everybody.
Well, there was a couple of points that stood out to me, and Andrew brought up some really good questions when he's asking him. He's like, so Elon is saying, I don't care if people like me. You know, he's like, I don't care. I don't need that. And he's like, well, maybe you don't care to be liked or hated or whatever, but you need to be trusted. And I felt like that's an important role when you're in that sort of position where you're able to make all these decisions or have this level of influence, whether it be your platform or whether it be your businesses or whatever. But his answers were just so on point, right? Mm-hmm. But going back to the freedom of being able to express yourself and speak, because I feel like that's a big thing that we're going up against right now, constantly. Being able to say certain things and not being able to say certain things, and then having to really look over your shoulder every time you say something because it might be taken the wrong way. Another guy that spoke out about this recently as well was Dana White. And this, I think, is a bigger thing in the US right now, because Dana's like, one of the sponsors is like, oh, if you're supporting Trump, we're going to take our sponsorships back. And he's like,
who said that? Who's saying that? Sorry.
Dana White, the president of the UFC,
is saying if people are supporting Trump, they're gonna take their.
No, he had a sponsor that was telling him, if you're supporting Trump, because Trump's pretty much at all the UFC events.
Oh, if Dana White is supporting Trump, we're gonna take our part.
Yeah,
sponsorship.
Like the last UFC, this like a week or two ago. Like he walked into Kid Rock and Dana White on some
Trump.
Yeah. Like, and he got a huge ovation.
Dan Corgan, real bad man.
Oh, yeah. He's not in court. He's not in court case to worry about.
But this is what it is.
He don't care.
Yeah, you're right.
He don't care.
But in a way, you almost have to be at that point, just basing what's happening, the way that it's going right now, and with me not being in politics, but just understanding that there's two sides, and he's got a big side supporting him with everything that's going on. And then obviously how clear the other side doesn't want him to succeed, but apparently he's getting more and more favored and liked every time this happens. My point being, going back to Dana, though, he's just like, I don't care about the sponsors. You could go F yourself if you think that you have enough influence over me making my decisions. You will never have that. I use that to say, I think that's a good thing, because this is like, I think we're hitting a point right now where some people are saying, yo, F you to the endorsements, F you to the sponsors. If you think your sponsor is also responsible for my opinion, like now you bought my vote, or you can influence my product for me to just say whatever you say, I think that's a big move. Because right now everybody's like, oh, I better not say this, watch the bag, watch the bag, watch the bag. And it's like, yo, how long are you going to keep watching the bag? Like everyone else is getting stripped this, that, and the third.
That's because that he doesn't need it anymore. Right? Like Dana doesn't need it anymore.
That could, well, I'm happy that you kind of brought that up, because he brought the same thing up to Elon.
Right.
So he's like,
he doesn't need it anymore.
Well, that's what he said. So he's like, let's be realistic right now. How is it? How long can you support this company as an ex to continue to exist? I understand that you have a lot of resources and stuff.
Right.
And Elon's response is dope. He's like, well, history will remember. And I'm paraphrasing, but he's like, history will remember what happened. He's like, because of a lack of funding and advertising, because I said something, that this company went under.
Yeah.
And that's an interesting way to look at it, right?
Fair.
He's
being honest, right? Like in that realm.
It's important to have, in my opinion, to have people that are multi 100 millionaires to billionaires, to have that point of view and to be able to speak it so openly, so the rest of us could kind of be like, yeah, we need to be able to speak up as well. And I'm not saying against everything, but enough to not shy away from your point of view if it's impacting.
But I feel like the only reason they're able to speak up is because they have the bag to back up whatever or to support whatever. Because,
I disagree. I disagree.
Like, if you have if you have a job and your manager, your boss, whatever, is like doing the most and you don't agree with any of it, and if you speak up, you'll lose your job and you don't have enough resources. I'm saying this at the smallest, the bottom level. Yeah. Like
I got that point. No one really
right?
cares what you're saying anyway. No, thank God.
I get what you mean.
I get what you mean.
But like, you know what I mean? You're worried about that because like you're living check to check and like you can't afford that. But he's at a point where he can say that. Like there's probably a lot of people that want to say.
This is kind of my point though, because I feel like if the bigger sponsors that have the power to do this to you are also now recognizing that these people, the higher ups, don't care about us, I feel like that kind of trickles down, doesn't it?
I don't think so, because people in these positions are power hungry, or they're like very used to, like, just think about like just police in general, right? Like the minute you try to speak up or like go against or whatever the case may be, and you don't have the power, you're gonna get shitted on, or you're gonna get.
I feel like that's two different things. Police is like, you know, there's so much personal stuff involved there.
Granted,
and there's no money.
I'm just saying, fine, let's take police out of it. I just mean like when you're speaking up, if you don't have power and this person has power, and you want to speak up against this person, you're most likely not to, because of this person has all the power. With Elon, he has power. Disney has power, and he is like, F you, because he still has all his resources to be able to say that. This level, you don't. This level, you do.
there's going to be levels to it for sure. What I'm saying is to be able to see that these people are doing it regardless if they have power or not, I think it sends the right signal for.
But who's doing it that doesn't have power is what I'm saying.
I don't think we're going to hear about them as much, but I could give you an example, I guess. Kaepernick tried it, right?
And look what happened to him.
My point exactly.
Okay, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. So we don't know
Shout out Kaepernick.
We don't know what happened to his finances, but he fully
went into social justice.
He did, and he did still create some sort of change because now they brought in Jay-Z and Rock Nation to do something.
But he's still trying to play, and they won't let him.
I understand that. So there is going to be people that are sacrificed in this freedom fight, if you want to call it that. Yeah. But it's still, in my opinion, going the right direction because it's taking away the power from these corporations to understand, some people are going to stand up against it. Another example,
especially when you're the new kid on the block too. Like Disney's been around for decades, no?
Yeah.
Whereas Elon, he's a fairly new billionaire, no? Like to be out here stirring the pot.
Definitely under Disney. Like Disney is close to like maybe 100 plus, like 100-ish years, give or take. Whereas he's, I don't know, 20, 30.
I think his come up with
30-ish, 40-ish years, 30-ish years. Mm-hmm. Another example would be, because this got really taboo, the whole thing with Andrew Tate. So he got banned off so many different platforms. He went on to jump on Rumble. And that whole thing became a thing. So even when one platform or one entity might end it, it gives room for this other entity to exist.
But how much of a thing is he now, though? Like, I haven't heard his name in anything in a while.
Because of the stuff that you're on. He could be the biggest thing on something else that you're not necessarily. Are you on Rumble? You know what I mean? Like, are you on Twitch? Like, are you on these other things that he might be a bigger thing on, right? Yeah. I'm just pro freedom of speech. And you shouldn't be
afraid of anybody.
You should be cautious, but not to the point where you got to bite your tongue for everything that you're saying. Or say it in a way that you can still express it. But if everything's just getting censored all the time, this kind of goes back to the Matt Rife thing too. Kind of goes back to that comedy thing that we said last time too. It just goes back to like everything's just getting watered down now. So what are we?
I wouldn't wait to play it now. It's like you can just insert it at whenever, like from before. I mean, at this point, whatever, play it. I guess now just because we're here. I feel like we've already talked about it for like. But he's also saying this from a perspective where he owns the media, bro.
A piece of it.
But that's what the game is. Once you have a product and you control the media, you're going to sell. Like, you're going to have a base, a core audience that you're always going to be there for your product or whatever it is that you're pushing. And because he has his own product, which is Tesla and SpaceX, bro, don't have to worry about, yo. I have customers across the world already. Yeah, they're not on a Disney level yet in terms of like money like turned over year to year.
Yeah.
But bro, that guy's been laughing, yo, and he's gonna continue to laugh. You're gonna stop buying Teslas now?
No.
The science is mine. Now what? You think I'm not already working on SpaceX too? Plus now you own the like Twitter?
Oh, he's got so much other stuff too.
Exactly.
Yeah. But what are you trying to say by saying that?
It's to his point. I'm gonna do what I'm doing. After the rest of you guys, like, I'm not concerned with what. So what? Don't advertise your shit over here. All right.
Yeah,
I think your money over there.
I think what I'm trying to what I'm trying to highlight is that these guys are starting. These guys, and whether you want to call them the higher ups or the CEOs or the presidents or the founders or whatnot, are starting to stand up to the sponsorships, whether they have a ton of money or not. Where it's like, yo,
but you have to have your own product though.
At the end of the day, yeah, of course, you have to have something. Right? But they're not allowing to be bought by whoever is sponsoring them. Whoever is, the sponsor, essentially. Advertising in this situation is your sponsor. Yeah. So, okay, if you don't like what I'm saying or you're going to try to threaten me to not say this because you're going to take away the money, I'm not for you. A lot of people don't do that. So it's a new it's trending, in my opinion, the right direction for more freedom of speech opposed to this muzzle, however severe.
But this is why I said once you own the medium, which is like your platform, Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it.
Yeah.
I already have my audience. I don't care about yours over there.
In order for it to run,
for my product to move, I already have my own audience. I don't need to worry about partnering up with you for advertising over there. Keep your advertising on that side then. Keep your advertising dollars over there.
You still need advertising because he's got his customers, but his customers are in the form of information.
Yeah.
So I have these eyes. So if you're putting your product on my platform for these eyes, cool, pay me. And if these eyes aren't for you, because if you really think about it, Twitter is more of an older demographic. Mind you, Disney's switched now. Disney just owns everything.
Basically.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I don't think that's Disney might not be, I would love to know how much money they pulled off. But there will be someone that substitutes, that comes in. Maybe Netflix comes in. Maybe someone else comes in that's a competitor, you know? So he's not hurting. It's more the point that he's making that I guess support or see. And I don't know, agree with.
Don't end it like that.
And I don't know. I don't know how to.
Somebody gonna get hurt real bad.
I don't know how to end that. But yeah.
Yo, damn it, man. I mean, I like it, but it's not going to last forever.
Oh, it will.
Nah.
The timings.
What?
You think I'm not going to keep up in my board game too, bro? You.
Yeah, I'm just saying that one in particular. That was pretty good. I like that one. Bro.
Yeah, it's a great one. I got more on the way.
Anyways, enough of Elon and everything he's got going on. Shout out to him and his money.
Shout out to Cybertruck. Shout out to Cybertruck.
The hell's that?
That's the Tesla SUV that's coming out.
Is that what it's called?
It's the truck. It's the actual truck.
I swear it was called something else. That doesn't sound right. Are you sure that's what it is?
Pickup.
Yeah, the Cybertruck.
Were you trying to get one of those?
Nah. The next thing that I get will be the X. I want to get the X. The bigger SUV. Yeah.
I feel like, what, not? You're trying to pull it up real quick?
Or the 6x6. But that's not Tesla.
Don't.
Sorry.
That looks dope.
No, it doesn't.
It does, man. It does. If you saw that driving by, you're not going to be like, whoa.
No, it looks like a tank.
You know how fast that thing could go?
Is that, I swear I just saw that, I saw some race that they did. A Porsche 911. yeah.
Porsche.
911 up against that thing.
Yeah.
And that thing was actually pulling a Porsche along with it. And it beat it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Damn, yo.
0 to 103.9.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty fast. But they got faster stuff.
I mean, I don't know. I'll think about it. Maybe one of these days I'll
absolutely not.
We'll get you on the Tesla bandwagon.
Not fry.
Well, shout out First King again. Shout out Face for not being here today, but definitely here in spirit. Check this girl out at
this girl?
Yeah, this woman, this female. What do you want me to call you?
Don't call me anything.
All right.
Anyways, yeah, shout out Body Ammo, www.bodyammo.ca. On Instagram at Body Ammo, at TikTok, on TikTok at Body Ammo _ and shop. Make way.
And get her some Robitussin while you're at it. SB, what you saying? Y'all shout out your book club and all the other stuff that you got going on?
If anybody's down right now to start their new year off, DM me. SB the Student on IG and Goodreads and TikTok, but I'm checking IG for the most part. Starting just when January starts, I like to bring up a new book for that month, Atomic Habits by James Clear. We read that every year. So whoever wants to, the average person doesn't read a book a year. So if you want to just get ahead of all that, set some right goals for yourself and actually be able to follow through with them, understand your behavior, some psychology for yourself, and just really actually pursue your goals. Because even goals, like by the second week, everyone's broken the New Year's resolution goals. These are just facts and stats. So if you want to change some of that stuff up, DM me, and we'll get you on the digital book club. So yeah, shout out to everybody in the book club still.
Nope.
Big up Knots every time behind the scenes. Keep them both keeping busy.
Boom.
Only going up this year.
And if it was your first time here, welcome. If it was your last time here, I only ask that you close the door on the way out.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, subscribe, hit a comment, hit a suggestion.
That's the last time I'm going to say that. Yeah. Because everybody who's here, stick with us because it's only going to get better.
Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody in the Netherlands. Shout out to everyone in Colombia.
And like SB said, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, 5-star review, all of that good stuff.
We need that, man. Give it to us.
Perspective is life's only true superpower. We will see you next time with some more Speak Your Perspective.
Peace out.